that?
How about it? Do you know, I was going to call the show that and I couldn't remember what it was.
My class, I mentioned it in passing, and they go, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "Oh, some of you have to know Cash Me Outside," and like 2 of them knew it, and I'm like, "Damn, these memes are just cycling out so fast."
Yeah.
Soon, kids won't know what Skibbity is.
If it's 2 weeks old, I don't want to know.
Oh wait, nobody knows what Skibbity is.
Mm.
You just made that up, didn't you?
No,
just now?
Skibbity's a thing.
Are you kidding, Stu?
I don't know. I'm not down with the kids.
Have you heard of,
dude.
Skibbity Toilet?
Skibbity Toilet, man. Come on.
I'll leave
That's
you
what this
to
show's
it.
called, Skibbity Toilet.
No.
Yeah,
we
well,
don't
right
better-
in.
better-
How
no.
about that?
Are we ready? That's been 30 seconds.
Yeah, come on. What are you doing?
No, I said I needed 30 seconds. 30
Well, you've
Yeah,
had
it's been 30
It's
seconds.
been at least 30
seconds
seconds.
has passed. You two are still assuming that I'm not
Well,
ready.
get
Oh,
going.
that's why
then,
I said,
dude.
are you
Just
ready?
Do it,
Well, if
do
you
it,
checked the
dude.
stream, then you'd know, wouldn't you?
For God's sake, dude, just do it.
Well, I see the stream going, but that doesn't mean you're ready. Maybe you have other needs.
Oh, thank God, just do it.
How about that?
Should I?
I think you should.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers.
Oh, straight out of
Fellas
Locash.
will tell you about every single game that you play this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu's story time and Chili's game breakers. Here comes Duke with soundbite saviors.
We want Chili Willy! We want Chili Willy!
It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers. Yeah, boy. Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
I'm not gonna get interrupted by stupid sound effects.
Hello and welcome to episode 789 of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Yeah, 789 people, what's happening? I'm Duke.
Stu.
And I've just realised all the webcams are the wrong way around. Chinny.
Woo!
Great. We're off to a beautiful
Don't worry,
start.
don't
this
worry.
week.
It'll soon get
Look at
fixed.
how great
like,
this
like it
is.
never happened.
At least
Don't-
it's going to look
don't-
better than last week. Ugh,
There you
last
go,
week was
second.
garbage.
That's how quick Chinny is. It took you ages to do any of that shit last week.
Yeah.
This story is garbage!
Garbage.
So what's
It was
up? What's happening,
fine,
people?
it's
How you
fine.
doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. I'm grading all the papers. Look, paper. What's up? Look at all these papers I'm grading. Grades are due Thursday, so I got to get a lot of grading done.
Exciting.
Yep.
Oh my God, shut up. That bloody hell. What the hell was that?
That was so
That's
awful.
you experiencing a little bit of the pain that I have to go through.
I don't know.
So
I'm a
grading all these
teacher. I
papers.
voluntarily do my job.
Yeah, I just do
You're
my job again.
voluntary? Oh, really?
Hey.
So no one ever has a right to complain about their job, do they?
You could quit your job.
Yeah, you get paid. You
Could
can do
if we
something
wanted
else.
to. If I'm going to be living out in the snow.
Well, you
It's
live
crazy
on a
snow
farm.
here in
Can you not
Wisconsin
become a
right now.
farmer?
Get a
What's the matter
new
with you?
job.
No, we're not making profit off of this shit. What are you
Well,
talking
you could
Who's gonna
do.
pay us for?
You could
I
do.
was thinking
Not
of-
very much.
Duke, I was
Yeah.
thinking of you today. And,
Oh yeah, why is that?
Because I thought about how big your drive is. That sentence.
It's
could have-
very big.
That sentence could be going a very different way. And it's a very big drive. And
Yes.
I was like, what? Wouldn't you get one of those little like buggies that you could put like
What, skidoo?
I don't know, like some like you could little
Are you talking about a little golf cart type thing?
little golf cart, yeah.
Yeah, golf cart be cool.
Well, I mean, for what purpose? To go get the mail?
To get
Dunno.
to put the bins in the thing.
yeah, put the bins out. Yeah.
The bins. It's good for me to take a walk once a week. Actually, it's once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even that big a deal, is it? Really?
I just
not
don't
even
think
that
I
big a
don't
deal.
think you're thinking the American way enough.
Well, I'm not because the Duchess takes care of the most difficult stuff, and now for me to take a little walk down to the street once every 2 weeks,
But
it's good
that's-
for me.
That's not American, isn't it? I mean,
I know
went-
it's not
when I
American.
went
Well,
to-
some Americans are like, go to the gym. Jordan
No,
Peterson.
no,
I guess he's
when
Canadian.
I went to
but-
America, I was introduced to drive-through cash points, ATMs,
Oh, sure.
and we don't
yeah.
get those here. So
Well,
you know,
we don't use cash much these days.
No, but like back in the year 2000, you
Everybody's
did.
using Gadzorp.
I use
Um,
Gadzorp.
Great, another reference by Duke. that no one
This is off to a great start.
I'd like to thank
You were sick.
Ben for being on the show last week.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Ben,
Right.
he was good. He was
Thanks,
good.
Ben.
Thank you, Ben. I'd like to thank Duke for doing the hosting duties.
Oh,
yeah, he did a good job of that. Did a good job.
didn't complain at all.
Mm.
And you know who else I want to thank? I want to thank our Patreons.
What about fucking me?
Yay!
Thank
No,
you.
what about fucking you?
I
No,
made
thank you.
sure that the show was uploaded on time.
Oh, please. Right. You
And can I just say?
you turn up on your
Can I just
golden
say-
throne and you go, "Where is my stream?"
Hurry up!
I
Can I
Make
just
the
say-
stream happen. Make the sound
I-
effects happen. Make the recording
I
happen. Make the OBS happen.
No, wait a minute. I
Uh,
also got some grief that I had to put up with as a result because Armor, right? This was on Monday, so we do the show on Sunday night,
Yeah.
and on Monday at 11 minutes past 3, I got a text off Armor saying, "Yo, dude, slight delay in podcast uploading because
Yeah.
Chiefs are on, or our pod being wankers again." Right? Blimey, give me a chance. I'm at fucking work. I've been at work since 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
It's because he's straight out of low cash.
And you're sending me a text asking why it hasn't been uploaded yet.
It shows that
I'm
he's
at
a loyal
work.
listener. People
Yeah.
want what they want, man.
We
And he said-
want Chili Willy.
He said, "Just checking, big man. As a veteran gamer Superfarm, I'm on your
Superfan.
case 24 hours after the show
Sh-
closes."
That's
Sean,
right.
Sean Thiel in the chat brings up a good point. He says, "We used to wait
Which
4
is-
days for the upload."
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. You're lucky you're getting it so quick, is what I
You're
say.
lucky you're,
You're
getting the
lucky you
show.
get a show at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking stop whinging.
So, okay, we need to settle the
Take
bet
it.
now.
Take it.
Chinny.
Go-
Do you
don't
recall
bring
me
this up.
saying-
Don't bring this up.
Okay, fine. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, because it's going to cause an argument. I know it's going to cause.
Well,
an
just
argument.
yes or no. Am I wrong?
Well, he might not be able to remember. It's that long
No,
ago.
you're not wrong.
Okay,
He
fine.
is-
Moving on.
I did not. No,
No,
bullshit.
moving on.
It's fucking bullshit. I have been saying
Who's got a
need-
story time?
We need a V
My
because why
favorite
would I be asked?
time.
Why?
It's
No, whoa.
Story time.
Why would I have hassled you so much if I didn't want it
I
to
know.
happen?
Where,
fucking was hassling you about it.
I'm
said to
sorry,
me-
Chinny. You tried to warn me. I'm
That's
sorry.
Right. Okay.
It's bullshit, right?
So
I
I'm not-
want evidence of this
Okay.
because it's bullshit.
Evidence.
Funny enough, Stu, that's what I'm going to ask for because you said on the show last week. You said you text me saying we should have a Zoom, a Zoom VG Zoom account. You said
I
last
did.
week you used the word. I texted you saying we should have a VG Zoom account, and then
Yep.
I was like, that is absolute garbage. So I was so sure that was garbage. I searched through every one of my texts with you and the VG group.
Damn.
And I couldn't find. And the only mention of a VG, and I know you're doing it now, and the only the first mention of a VG Zoom account was me going, I think we should have a VG Zoom account, and you said, I think that might be a good idea.
And when was that, Chinny?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yes,
So
it
maybe
is.
we could discuss it off air because I don't know that the listeners need to hear this. Chinny tried to warn me. I'm sorry for besmirching your good name, Stu.
Anyway, while Stu's doing that,
Yes. You have a
while
story.
Stu's-
Where were you, Chinny? Were you
Just
sick?
whoa, whoa.
Oh, okay, here we go.
At 8:37 on, let's have a look, 7th of Feb, I said, Mike, is there any chance you can finally set up a VG Zoom with the Patreon money
So this was a
yeah.
week ago.
yeah, that was
on the
yeah, but-
7th of Feb before we had any
little more than a week
conversation
ago.
about it?
God, Stu-
little more than a
I've
week
just
ago is what
said-
you're saying,
No,
Stu.
no. I just
You
said,
just
but
said.
before
I know.
that,
And Chinny just said 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, before that, I said, I think I'm going to set up a VG Zoom
I
account.
don't.
And then
I
you
have
replied-
No recollection of that.
You replied, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm now confirming. Are you gonna do it?
Okay, so
Yeah,
we
but
don't
that's not what
remember
you're
where the
arguing.
idea originated from.
Last week you
And it doesn't
said-
really matter
you
at this
didn't
point.
say-
It doesn't
we had
really
a,
matter.
We had a conversation
For months.
ages ago regarding this, and I said you should do it
Doesn't
because
matter.
it causes an
doesn't
absolute
matter.
hassle
It
every
doesn't
time you're not
matter.
here.
Dude,
Doesn't
you say it doesn't matter. You fucking brought it up.
I know, and I'm sorry. You tried to warn me.
I
You were right,
actually-
Chinny. You were right, Stu. I was wrong. Let's move
It's
on.
bullshit. It's
It's all
bullshit because the
fine.
last time
Okay.
it caused that much hassle when you were off, and Duke had to fucking do half-an-hour recordings because there was no bloody Zoom account to use.
It's actually 40
Fucking
minutes.
nightmare.
It's actually 40
true,
minutes.
it's 40
Absolute
minutes.
nightmare. And we asked at that point about it. I distinctly remember asking you.
Well, all I
And
need
that's
to
fucking months ago.
Well, I
It's
need
the
to-
past. We have no way to know.
is evidence.
We have no way to know. So let's just keep it moving. We're here now. The past is in the past. The future hasn't
I
arrived
wasn't
yet.
gonna bring it
This
up.
moment is pretty nice. It's a good moment. I like this moment.
Right.
I'll tell a story
I'm not
about
having it.
teaching.
Not true.
Cash Me Outside. My students didn't know about it. I had to tell them about it. And now they know about it. So they've been educated. I also told them about Dr. Mukwege in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Of course
But,
you did.
that's not as important as Cash Me Outside.
I bet you wish Ben was on the show now, Stu.
I do. I prefer him.
Okay, are we ready to, anybody else got a story? I just told mine. It's a great story.
What did I do?
Or should we just jump into what we've been playing?
Are you okay, Stu? I want to check in with him.
No, I'm angry
Why?
because it's not
'Cause
true.
His good
It's
name
not
has been
true.
besmirched.
And
I don't
can I
mind
just
if
say,
you, I don't mind
can I
being
just
wrong.
say-
If you think I'm
No,
I might be,
no,
I might
no.
be mistaken.
just hear me out.
I think
hear
he's
me
mad
out,
at me
right?
though because I'm,
I don't.
I'm mad at you
making
because
a
you-
point out of it.
No, I'm mad because that text said, when I put that text, can we finally have a VG Zoom account? I have no recollection of you 2 weeks ago mentioning it. So that was on the back of me saying, however long ago, can we have a VG Zoom account? So it wasn't even related to you saying it 2 weeks ago. It had nothing to do with that because I don't even remember you saying that.
That's fine. That's you know what, Stu? If you did, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind. It's what matters is that we've got it
We got it now.
and that you're angry at
Finally.
me.
I'm angry
Yes,
at both of you.
No,
Okay,
you're
well,
more angry at me
I hope someday you'll be able to forgive us.
because I don't think you was expecting me to do
Maybe.
some due diligence. I can't say the word. But,
Well, it's not due diligence because I have no recollection of you mentioning.
Well, the
about
point is we
doing a
can't
Zoom
find
account.
out who first brought up the idea. We can't know. It's Rashomon. We all
Well,
have our own memories of
It's
it.
just a shame we don't record these conversations. Every,
It is a shame. It is a shame. No, I
Yeah.
think the thing is, if that had been on the back of you 2 weeks ago saying it, then fair enough. But it wasn't. That comment I made, can we finally have one, was on the back of me remembering asking you ages ago for one.
well,
The last time that you were off and Duke was doing it, it was an absolute bloody shitstorm.
what? Here's a better question. Why do you think it matters to you that you mentioned it first?
It's not about mentioning it first.
Then what's it about?
It's about Duke accusing me of being the one who poo-pooed it when I obviously didn't.
But that feels like a different reason. It feels like, you know.
So it's nothing. It's never been anything to do with bringing it up first.
well,
It's about when I brought it up, Duke saying that I poo-pooed it, and I never poo-pooed anything. And again, I guess that proves it as well. If I came back and said, "Yeah, that's a really good idea," then I wasn't poo-pooing it, was I?
Well, it's possible that you poo-pooed it for a little while and then you eventually agreed with me. It's possible. I don't remember. I seem to recall it being that. You recall it a different way. We can never know. It's a Rashomon situation. The past is unknowable in
I
some
feel like
ways.
we said
Anyway,
poo-poo a lot.
we have said poo a lot.
Poo-poo.
What matters though, Stu? What matters is we've got it,
We've got it now.
We've
We've
got it
got it.
now.
and now
Yeah.
I'm also working on new graphics on the
Yes,
Ooh.
you've seen that. Looks
live
good.
stream. I sent you some.
Yeah.
I sent you one, I think. And then the idea is that then I'll set that up on Duke's computer, and then it'll all
Cool.
look the same.
You just gonna come over
Hopefully.
here and do it that way, or can I
I'll
give you
probably-
control of my
I was
computer?
going to come over there, but I might just screen share it if that's
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty
yeah.
cold right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
might
have you
just
actually
screen share it.
got snow there? You got snow?
Oh, it's crazy snow. Here, wait. I'll even point the camera out the window. You ready?
Come on, let's have a look.
Look at that.
I like
Wow.
snow.
Look at that snow. That's crazy snow
That's
everywhere.
a lot of snow.
Wow, that
That's a
was
lot
cool.
of snow.
That's like a winter
It is cool.
wonderland.
It's cold, more than just cool.
For the audio listeners, fuck you.
It's a lot of white.
yeah, you didn't see Duke's snow.
Hmm,
That's right.
hmm.
But it's okay. You just go Google snow, and you'll
We-
see it.
We
All
actually
right, are
spent
we
the
ready to
day-
talk about video games?
We actually spent the day cleaning out our front room since we moved in. We moved a bunch of stuff into the front
Oh,
room. That was
okay.
2 years ago, yesterday, we moved into this new house.
Damn. Doesn't
And-
feel
Wow,
like 2 years.
God damn, man, is that 2 years?
Yeah, and we put a load of stuff in the front room, like boxes and stuff, and we'll go, we'll sort this out one day. And then that day came today because,
I've seen your front room.
Why?
Yeah.
What have you been having to do in the meantime? It's just lazy.
yeah, it is lazy. And yeah, the baby went to nanny's, and we was like, right, we're doing this room.
Have you
And
got rid of Pete's stuff? Is that gone as well?
I sold that. Yeah, that's gone. That was long gone.
So
yeah.
you just sold it all, did you? Did you give
Yeah.
him the
How
profit?
is Mr. Boatman?
No, I didn't give him the profits. No,
Nice, I like it.
no. Look, he basically put that burden on me, and I said, "What do you want me to do with it?" I was like, "I don't know." So I sold it.
Brilliant.
Like,
Well, it'll be
Your
coming round
stuff,
to that.
your-
I've come
your
back for my
choice.
stuff, Mike.
yeah, because like the burden is having it, storing it, selling it,
Yeah, he's
That's
paying
true,
for the
true.
convenience of
And
just
he-
dumping it.
and he
running
hasn't
off.
asked about it, so he doesn't want it back.
You see, it's not like, can I just say, it's not like you're like a storage unit, is it? You know what I mean? You'd be paying him top dollar
Exactly.
if he had it in a storage
I
unit.
tell you, the way that room
Like
looks,
a
I look
locker.
like a fucking storage unit. To be
Yeah,
fair.
it did look like a storage unit.
But no,
it was rammed, wasn't it?
It's rammed. And to be fair, we made a massive dent in it. You know, but it's still not a room, if you know what I mean. It's still,
Yeah.
but we made a huge dent, and I have to speak quietly here because Tara thinks that I'm being silly. But I made 4 sections in the house, and I labelled
Nice.
them. I labelled.
I
the
like that.
sections.
Organised.
One
Nice.
was tip for things going to
Oh,
the
yeah.
tip.
Good,
right?
good, yeah.
Q-tip.
Let me see if you can follow the instructions. One was tip. We've just established
Yep.
that was for the things that went to the tip.
Yes.
Yep.
Sure.
Charity. What do you think that
Charity.
section's for?
That's for
That's probably
charity
things you're going to
shop.
sell.
No, charity
No.
charity shop.
I
can see
was,
the
I was
confusion.
joking.
I can see the confusion there, Duke, but that would be the sell sign where it says sell.
Oh,
Yeah, sell.
that's not where you're going to put it in a prison cell.
No, and then I put a label on the door, or the living room door, and everything in the living room door is keep.
So just in the door or like beyond the door?
No, you don't put items in the door, Duke.
Well, okay, I wasn't clear.
I feel like the signs are self-explanatory. So we divided everything up.
Well,
and then
clearly not. I'm very confused.
I did one trip to the tip, but my car was absolutely
Yeah.
full of cack. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting there, and I feel
So
like
let me. Have you got a
Yeah.
car boot pile?
no, I ain't doing a car boot. Are you fucking mad?
Car boot pile, man.
No, this the 90s are
Well,
over.
where are you going to
Stu.
sell it?
Like
Yeah.
we don't. No one's listening to Bros. 90s are over. Okay. No one cares.
You have a sell pile. How are you going to sell it?
I'm gonna sell it on the black market.
Oh, sweet.
Vinted, because they
Yeah.
sell
Yeah.
everything
No,
now.
clo-
You should make
clothes-
NFTs of it first and then
some-
sell it.
Some stuff is on Vinted, some stuff's on eBay, some stuff will be
Mhm.
Facebook Marketplace. Depends.
Because
what
they're
it is.
selling electricals now on Vinted,
Yeah,
aren't you?
you
can
can-
sell
you
your
can buy
phone, your
games.
games console.
Yeah,
There you
They're
go.
live. Fuck, we're
Ching.
eBay now. We're eBay.
yeah. So
Yeah, why not?
yeah. So yeah. There you go. That was my day.
That's
Cool.
a busy day.
I've been
Busy
grading
day.
papers today.
And
That's my day.
I had to drive to Colchester. That's why I wasn't here last week.
Oh, that's so
That's
far
right.
away. It's in a right crappy place.
Oh, 3.5
It's
hours.
it's miles.
Oof.
Because is that like round East Anglia, isn't it? It's that
Yeah.
sort of part of the country.
That's about how far it is for me to get to Chicago. So
It's
you
a
will
long
make the
way.
Chicago
And
trip.
then I had to
And-
film
yeah.
in a hospital in the maternity ward. And
Oh,
my
wow.
goodness.
I
Interesting.
filmed this midwife, and well, I saw her in the morning, right? And we had to do an interview and some B-roll with her. And I said, she says, "Oh, I'm coming. I'm gonna like do my interview later if that's okay." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So we did all the other stuff we got to do, and about 2 hours
Was
later,
this for the NHS then?
no, it's look, I won't give it to you. It's boring. But so she went away, and then 2 hours later she came back and she delivered. She said to me, "Oh yeah." I said, "Busy day?" She said, "Yeah, well, not really. I delivered 2 babies." I'm like, "Wow."
She brought 2 new lives
Wow.
into the world.
Like there's two new human beings in the world, and she's just brought them in.
Wow,
And
we
she's
got some
like,
audio
"Whatever."
recording of Chinny filming in the hospital.
that baby covered with goop?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what they like.
Because everything about this job is disgusting,
On a
Dr.
different-
Spaceman
on a
says.
different day, I have filmed a baby that was 3 hours old, which was
Oh my
cool.
goodness. Was it covered in goop?
yes. Well, no, it just looked.
No, they
very,
clean them up as
they
you know
clean
when
them
they're bored. They don't just leave them in goop for 3 hours. They,
Yeah, maybe
come
the
out, yeah,
amniotic
let's just-
fluid is useful.
Let's leave this.
Someone
baby
eat
in
the-
goop.
they do
Someone eat the
leave
umbilical
the-
cord?
There is an actual like.
This- you can tell
name for it, but they
Duke.
do leave.
Oh,
the-
snap.
the-
We
the-
got a
the
first
goop.
time listener live. Lee Harris, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi, Lee. Which
can I just
Canary
say,
Islands are you
Chinny?
on? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, can I
Yeah.
say, Chinny? You can tell Duke has never had a baby.
I
can't
know.
you? You
But-
can just tell. You can
Yeah,
tell.
but like,
Or I
you
was
know,
joking. I know he's not covered in goop 3 hours later. Jesus Christ, how stupid do you think I am?
Well, you might have been.
Do you though? Do you?
Do you know? Did you not think
Um,
that?
No, but they do leave the goop on for
Really?
A little
yeah.
bit. For
No,
a
No, they
little bit.
don't.
No, they do. I swear.
Really?
No.
How
Yeah, they
long?
just put them in a towel. They just put
for
them in a
about,
towel or whatever.
Like I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. But there are
Really? The
yeah,
joke
there-
I was making is actually true.
There are
Kinda.
research studies shown that if you leave the goop on for a little bit more, like it gives the baby a little bit. You're talking about 0.5% health benefits here, but like
Yeah, it gives it time to acclimatize.
yeah, time to acclimatise, like a few health benefits and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
did you have the
Well, not
machine that
3
goes Bing
hours.
in the room where you're filming?
The machine that goes what? Sorry,
Bing?
I did ask for it by saying.
Oh wait, you
no.
don't like Monty Python, do you?
No, I don't know what that
You're a
means.
hater.
Yeah. I prefer
really?
Spike Milligan.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Didn't have
so
anything about it.
so we did that, and I thought, oh, wow, look, imagine like you just given birth to like 2 people, and then you have to.
And now Chinny's got a camera in your face.
Yeah. I've got a camera in your face. Like, God, she's
How
got-
was it?
How you feeling?
No,
What's
but
going
it's-
on?
But it's just
You
like,
look great.
This
Why are
woman
you
has,
still in bed?
this woman has so much more important things to do than to be with me. Oh.
Yeah.
But she was lovely, and everybody was lovely out there. But I did want to thank the Patreons, by the way, because before
Yes.
Stu went in and went, "What about me?" All right, but because
Just move
What
on.
about me? I'm
Uh,
not doing it. I'm not getting angry again.
right, so because we have a Zoom account now, and let's not talk about who
Anybody can come on anytime they
Yeah,
want.
let's not talk
We're
about
just gonna
who
leave it
did
running
what.
full
Bit of
time.
a sale point.
And who
but-
poo-pooed what?
Right. So, because we have a Zoom account, we're using the Patreon money for that. But at some point, I want to do a website again. For us. So I think the money's going to go to that. So I just want to thank them. We don't really
Because
thank
let's be
them.
honest, the other website is fucked.
It's fucked in the anus.
In the first order of being fucked.
Wow, now we're Borat, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's proper done. So
My
yeah,
wife.
We'll fix it at some point. That's going to be my yearly
Yeah.
goal to do that
Yeah.
this year.
Maybe if
so
you
yeah,
spend a little more time on that, a little less time with your baby.
yeah. No, I did say to Rosa, like, you need to shape up and start.
Oh.
Yeah,
doing
really.
stuff.
You're walking, you're talking a little.
She's
Let's
walking
just-
a lot.
Let's keep
so,
it moving.
Yeah.
Or
Well, she can
talking
take
of,
care of herself now.
Basically.
talking of listening, if Duke could have listened to me when I kept saying, we keep getting emails saying like someone's trying to hack the site, and he's like, nah,
Oh,
just
it's not that
ignore
I
'em."
wasn't listening. It's
Ignore 'em.
that it's that there's nothing we could do to try to figure it
That
out.
does
It's
happen.
very
Stu.
difficult.
There's not much you can do about those things. Oh, I had
Boy.
somebody.
Anyway.
I had somebody pose as me, by the way.
When?
in a hack.
Ooh, really?
Oh,
Snap.
Well, a few of my work colleagues got an email from me.
Nice.
All right, but the email was like B144678, you know, like that.
Yeah,
and,
right.
they all said, "Oh, I hope you're doing well. Can you give me my WhatsApp number to so we can catch up on that thing?" So, but like
Yeah.
all the information in there was public information. You know, who I work for,
Yeah.
my full name.
Yeah.
There was nothing. my
Now, were
number
they
wasn't
smart
on there.
enough to not respond, or do you have dum dums working for
Yeah,
you?
did
who
you
are
have
like,
anyone
Here you
who
go.
did respond?
Their first red flag was like that I'd sent them an email. Like that was like
that
was
he
like-
And they
doesn't
didn't
do
start it
that.
with "Listen up, shitheads."
no. It's like bloody
Yeah,
hell.
it was far too polite.
Mike has sent me an
Yeah.
email. That is definitely
the f-
spam. There is
Oh, yeah,
no
Mike, you got hacked.
way.
Why do you think so? Because I just got an email from
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
The-
and it
we
was
used
all
this-
spelt right, and there was good grammar.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah, that's true as well. But we use this thing. We use this system called Trello that we use like every day. And then like one of my work colleagues took a screenshot of my name, and it says Mike Chin hasn't logged into this for a while. And
Nice.
it's like supposed to be something we use every day, but it's all.
Because our school district actually sends phishing emails in order to see if we're paying attention and if we know how to avoid them.
Oh, that's
So
good.
half the time, if we get a phishing email, it's from our actual tech support system
Wow, that's clever.
trying to make sure we're not too stupid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good to know.
Right then, we've talked.
Anyway,
about
we should talk about video games because it's been 26 minutes and we haven't even talked about
we got
games
news
yet.
as well this week.
Oh shit, we're not
Where are
starting
you
with that
going?
though.
Story time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
Because someone's listening for the first time this week going, "Where's the video games? They're coming. Hang
No,
on.
yeah,
he's
yeah, we
listening-
better
wait.
get going.
He's listening live for the first time.
Yeah, he's
From the
listening before,
Canary
he's listening
Islands.
back.
So
Whereabouts?
he's got to put up with all the chirping around him, and he's trying to hear the podcast. He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
"Shut up,
so
birds!"
this is where that person realizes, like, oh, they must edit the show, and then they listen
yeah,
to the live
yeah, and
version.
then it's like, no.
No, they don't.
Whereabouts? But just quick question though. Whereabouts in the Canary Islands are
I
you?
don't
'Cause there's
know.
Quite a few.
Oh, you're
Not
asking
you.
him. Okay.
you, Lee. I'm asking Lee whereabouts he is in the
Yeah,
Canary
Good
Islands.
question.
We're going to plan a holiday soon to the Gran Canaria again.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
if I do go to Gran Canaria and you're on Gran Canaria, Lee,
Yeah.
we'll meet. How about that?
Are you in
me too.
Tenerife? Are you in Fuerteventura?
No,
Are you on
Fuerteventura.
Lanzarote, La Palma,
Fuerteventura.
La Gomera,
I
El
like the way you
Hierro?
said Tenerife as well.
I know, I like
Yeah,
that.
it's funny, isn't it?
Tenerife. It probably is
Tenerife.
pronounced completely different to
No,
what
it's
we
the
do.
it's the British way, Stu, or nothing.
Yeah, Tenerife, Fuerteventura.
Yeah, Fuerteventura.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
yeah.
games, video
I
games.
want Britain to be back British.
Well, how about this?
Exactly.
When you go on a holiday, who is it? Lee?
Lee.
Yeah.
Lee Harris. When you go on a holiday, I recommend you come visit the Gulf of America because that's a beautiful body of water. All right, moving on. Who's starting? I should start. I got
You
the
should
most,
start.
don't I?
Yeah,
I
you,
got the
you always have the
Now,
most.
What? No, I don't. You had the most last week.
Not always.
No, but last week you did.
Okay,
my God,
go on,
just
go,
start.
go,
Okay.
go.
We can
go,
we'll check
go,
the version
go.
history if we have to know. Okay. I played some New World Eternum. I played Rocket League. New World Eternum is like my chill out game at this point. Rocket League is my not chill out
Get
game. It's the
angry
game that if I want the thrill of, God, those children are so angry. But New World, like at this point, I'm trying to get my alchemy skill level up. So like to do that, you have to brew potions. In order to brew potions, you have to get herbs, and herbs only grow in certain parts of the map. So now I'll go to, there's like maps online that'll show you where all the different resource nodes are. And I'll go and I'll find out where the herbs are. And then I'll just wander around picking herbs. Like I've got a little basket. I might as well have like a little sun hat on. Like, oh, herbs. Okay. And once in a while I'll fight monsters in New World. But mostly it's just picking herbs these days. I've also been playing Destiny 2. As you all know, they've got their new expansion, the Final Shape. And I'm not playing the Final Shape because I still have these older things that I played. I don't know if I finished Beyond Light, which is the last expansion before Lightfall. So I started a new character in order to figure out how to do Beyond Light, and now I'm doing Beyond Light, and I pretty much think I've done most of it. So I'm doing all these missions like, oh yeah, I did this, I could have skipped this, but whatever, it's still fun. But here's the thing. Okay, first of all, I did a raid because it walks you through like do this, do that, and it's like a tutorial, series of missions. And one of them is do a raid, which is the co-op PvE stuff in Destiny, right? And I did a raid, and I was being carried hard, so there's that. And when we got done, they had this new thing now. I mean, it's new to me. I don't know when they implemented it, but you have these little cards you can give the other people in your raid team. And I got a card for being thoughtful and for being best dressed.
Oh,
Nice.
Well, how
That's
about
nice.
that? Yeah.
How about that?
And I think
no, not for being good at
Loudest.
the game.
no, oh, absolutely not. But the thing is, I think they just did it because they're there, and why not give somebody a little card? Like, there's no reason not. Like, if somebody was a big pain in the ass, and you wouldn't give them a card. But otherwise, like, I just think they did it just because they had them. I really don't think I did anything, or I wasn't wearing anything that looked very nice.
Don't beat
So-
yourself up.
I'm being honest. That's all there is to it. But here's the thing. I was like looking at my Steam library today, and I was like, okay, Destiny or Once Human. They're both shooters. They're both science fiction. So what is the benefit of playing Destiny instead of Once Human? Well, Destiny is more precise. Destiny is the gold standard of like, beautiful worlds. The landscapes are magnificent. But here's the thing. The gameplay loop in Destiny is shoot, loot, armor, guns, repeat.
Yeah.
That's the whole gameplay loop, right?
Mhm.
And it's a good gameplay loop, right? But the gameplay loop in Once Human is shoot, loot, crafting, disassemble, build, eat, drink, armor, guns, pet your kitty, decorate your house. Like there's so many different elements to it. And it's so nice to have a little other stuff in between the shooting of the monsters. You know what I mean? So Destiny's great. I love Destiny too. But when I'm going to play a science fiction shooter, like Once Human is right there. And there's other things to do along the way. So I think I'm going to generally go for Once Human a little more often, but I will probably keep going with Destiny 2. We'll see. I just didn't play it a whole lot this week because I was getting stuck into Once Human. So yeah.
Destiny 2 just feels like a game that it's impossible to get into as a newbie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's very
I feel
tough.
like that. Yeah, definitely.
There's a
At this point,
lot.
like it's
There's
just
so much to figure out.
so far out
Even
there.
even like guns, right? Because most games you open a chest, you get a gun, right? And that happens sometimes in this game, but sometimes you get engrams instead of guns, or rather you get the engram and then it becomes a gun right away. But sometimes you have to decode the engrams. So you have to go to the cryptograph and tell them decode my engrams. She's like, why is that extra step in there? What the fuck?
Because it makes you play the game for longer.
You lost
Guess
me
so.
at
I
engrams,
don't
to be honest.
know.
I
I
don't
know,
at
right?
all.
I don't blame you. It's these little glowing purple dealies.
Sure.
It's so
Sure.
weird. And there's so many elements. Yeah, they spin metal leaves and oh god, it's exhausting. At this
God,
point,
you need
yeah,
all
that's
of
the other
these
thing.
resources to build it.
And that's the other thing is that like once human, I can gather stuff and then I'm just like I don't know what it is and I don't care. Like they put rubies into the game now in once human, and I'm just like, okay, I have rubies. I don't care. I'm just gonna keep moving. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not getting rubies. Eventually, maybe I'll go figure out what the rubies are for.
Yeah, what the hell do you use rubies for then?
I don't even know. So anyway, it's cool.
But
Destiny
it
2,
doesn't
once
affect
human,
your fun.
games.
Doesn't matter, does it? I suppose.
Exactly. It's just kind of there. In Destiny 2, it can affect your fun because you go to your inventory and there's like 700 million things in your inventory. It's like, I don't know what to do with any of these things. So
You
whatever.
see, I would hate that perpetual state of confusion. You know, it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, what else is this for? I don't know.
And if the gunplay and the worlds weren't so cool, I might just be like, it's this confusion is too much. But you know, when I get stuck in, if I actually put some time into it, it's very engrossing and you feel like a badass taking down these monsters. And the other thing that's really nice about Destiny 2, and I should say this for anybody who might want to give it a shot for the first time, because I think the Humble Bundle is still live. And thank you, Antonio. I was joking last week when I said I hate you.
I wasn't joking.
So when the final shape shows up, you have to be like 1900. You always have like this score near your character when you look at your character in the info screen, and you have to be like 1900 power to do anything in the first mission, which is what we're looking
You're
at
not
in the final shape.
You're not 1900 power. Ew.
But when they release a new expansion, they
Ew.
basically pull you up
Buff you.
automatically. They
Okay.
scale it up.
Right.
So you don't really have to worry about getting up to where you need to be.
I know.
But that said, there are some missions where you need to be like 2000. And I went on one of those, and the whole time I was just getting killed, just hit once by the enemy, and I'm just down. And they have to come revive me. And at one point, this guy's like, I don't know if it's worth it to keep going. This guy keeps dying. And I was like, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I'm sorry.
Tell you what, look, for somebody who hasn't really watched Destiny or played it at all, I look at this and I go, God, it does look like Halo. It really looks like Halo.
Oh, it's a lot of fun to play.
Does.
For all of its problems, it's a lot of fun to play.
Oh, yeah. They know how to make a shooty game.
They know how to make a game.
Mm.
We love you, Bungie. Give me a free code for the final shape.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably not happening.
Probably not happening. But you never know.
You never do. You never
You
do.
never do. All right, who's up next?
Shall I go?
I think you should go, Stu.
Because I actually committed to spending some time playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This
Oh, yeah.
Well, Stu, you and
Nice.
I have something in common.
I was like, do you know what? Do you know what? I need to get out of Egypt. I feel like I've been here for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And
They're
we
going to
should-
put you in a sarcophagus
so-
and build a pyramid on top of you.
So I've put
Yeah.
a lot of hours into indie this week. Quite a lot.
Yeah, I probably haven't said. I don't know whether I've put as many as you into it, but I
But
got
did-
to
how many side quests have you done in Egypt?
none, not a single one.
Okay.
I went fuck the side quest. I ain't doing none of that shit.
Okay, you talk about indie then, because I've got some stuff to say about it. Go.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so I've got to the first boss fight. So I've gone to the jungle. So yeah, you go on a plane. Is it a plane? Yeah, no, a boat. It's a boat, isn't it? She's like, she said she makes it sound like it's going to be really quick though, because she said we can go on the Red Arrow or something like that. It's called, right? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
excellent. I'm going to go this. I reckon it must be a plane or something. And it's not. It's a really slow boat.
Yeah.
so you go on this
It's not the
boat.
red arrow, for the record, is not as cool as the yellow dart. I think Antonio might get that one. And take me off the camera. You shouldn't have it on me. I'm too ugly
don't-
right now.
Sorry.
I don't think it is the Red Arrow. I can't remember, but it's something
Oh.
like, makes it sound like something really fast.
Orange arrow.
Yeah, I don't know. And then when you go
where
to,
do you go to after on that boat now? I forgot. Oh, you go
I
to
see-
the mountain. Oh, I know.
you
yeah,
go
yeah.
to, is it not? It's not Machu Picchu, is it? It's
No,
like
no,
some
no.
snowy Himalayan mountain.
The Himalayas. Yeah, that's it. The
So
Himalayas.
you go to the Himalayas,
yeah.
and then you have, which is a really cool bit. I've got to say,
Yeah,
it
it
was
is.
quite a short section.
It is a short section.
It's-
Very
it's quite a
it's
short
linear as well, isn't it? It's not like
Yeah, yeah.
because Egypt is an open world section.
That's
Um,
right. So
but,
you go up this massive mountain in the snow, and it's blowing a gale, and weirdly, there's a boat, a massive German ship perched on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
So that's a bit odd. It's a bit weird.
It's definitely not a normal day occurrence.
No, it's and he's like, but do you know what's quite funny is when they're talking, they don't sound that surprised. They're not like, oh my god, why is there a fucking ship on the top of a mountain?
They
They're
do.
just like,
They
"Oh."
definitely do.
They
say
do
that.
a little bit. They do a little bit, but they're not
There is
like,
a whole scene where they go, "Well, that's not. That should be there."
yeah, it's a
That's-
bit weird, but they're not like, oh my god, there's a ship. What the hell's the ship doing there? They're just like, it's a bit odd. Ship on a mountain. I wonder how that got there.
Well, what are you gonna do
Uh,
about it? I don't know.
I don't know. Yes. So anyway, you go and investigate, and you've got to. So basically, it's trying to find these like pieces of stone with patterns on, aren't they?
Yes.
So it's a whole
Hidden within
within
like fake
stuff.
relics.
Yeah, fake
sort of
relics.
like relics that look like they're real, but like when
Yeah.
you smash them open, that's the real treasure.
There's something inside.
Mm.
So you sneak through the ship. So it's a lot of sneaking, around.
I did a lot of
Um,
killing on this ship
Yeah, and killing people. You know, you do a lot of that stuff.
with guns.
Is it the Bantu Wind? Is that the ship?
I don't
I
know.
have not a clue what it was called.
Okay.
What's weird
Go
is though she can run around in front of these German soldiers and you just ignore her completely most of the time.
You know what? I thought that, but they don't.
No, I know. I did see it. She did get caught once, and I had to get her out of a fight.
Because I thought it was like a Last of Us situation where, like,
Yeah.
you know, like they just
A
don't
lot
get
of the
spotted.
time it is, and then sometimes it isn't.
And then she was in a fucking full-on fight with him, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What is going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, that happened. And then you eventually find it, and then there's this really cool set piece where the ship starts sliding down the mountain. And I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty fucking cool, actually.
Sliding down the
Um,
mountain.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really
And
good.
I wouldn't reveal what happens. At the
I'll
end
not
of that,
reveal what happens, but then you
I'll
end up
reveal it.
but
you
you
end
end
up
up in a
in-
different place.
in another country entirely.
Yeah.
No.
So you end up in a completely different country. And then there's another cool set piece involving a plane, which I thought
Yeah.
again was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Was good.
And then you end up in another country. Honestly, it flits from one country to another in very short shrift, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you go from one. And then you end up going to like a temple. Is it a temple? I can't bloody remember now. I went to that many different places. And I had my first boss fight in the game, which I've got to say was pretty damn bloody hard.
Oh, was this? Let's just say it wasn't very light in this temple.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
And at first I thought, am I doing something wrong here? Because with this boss fight, there's no indication whether you're damaging the
Yeah.
person you're fighting at all.
No.
And I'm doing it, and I'm thinking, well, am I meant to do this, or is there something else I'm supposed to be doing? Because it doesn't seem. I just keep dying.
I think that's one of its flaws. You know, is like,
Yeah.
like you don't really have a tell of whether.
Yeah, there's no damage indicator. There's no like.
Even if like they were just
Destiny
looking-
2, there's like a bar, and you can tell how far they're.
We're
Yeah.
done with Destiny 2, though.
Yeah, we're done.
No,
with
we're
Destiny
not.
2.
Yeah, it's
We're
over.
never done with
I
this.
think
done with it in
even-
2017.
About Destiny 2, you're never done with it.
But
Even if
if
we
they were
started
like
moving
more,
slower
yeah,
or something.
or like they were
Yeah,
bloody
sure.
or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
were
to show you doing
showing
damage.
that you're doing something.
I mean, once I got the trick of it, it was actually quite easy. Once I figured out the best way to, because
Yeah.
the minute you crouch, you just like the enemy you're facing doesn't see you anymore, does he? He's like he just ignores you at that point. So you've got to.
It's a cool boss fight, I would say.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
And that's about as far as I've got. I've got
Okay.
just into the next bit, so I've just sort of that's the last thing.
Is
I
that the
did
kind
was-
of like the hotel?
Yes. Oh no, yeah. So I've done I did all the beginning of the hotel bit where stuff nearly happened and then it didn't.
Did you check into the hotel? Have you checked?
Yes, I've gone as far. I've gone further than that. No,
Have
I
you,
did.
Have you checked out of the hotel?
I have checked out.
I
I
see
have.
what you did there.
I have checked out of the hotel
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well, and that's where I'm up to. So I'm.
You're like a village, like a
Oh.
fishing village.
Yeah,
like on a river?
I'll be honest. I was a little bit frustrated
Why?
because you have to go and get. See, I need to collect more money.
Okay.
I need to collect more money because I went. There's something you have to buy, and it's about 400 more than I've got, and I'm just like, for God's sake! So now I've got to try and find money again in a fishing village. How the hell difficult is that going to be?
So I'll tell you now, Stu. It sounds like you're a tiny bit ahead of me.
All right,
like
okay.
a tad. But I reckon I've played this more hours than you.
Yeah, you probably have. You probably have because
Because-
I'm just like doing the story and nothing else.
Well, those missions that you just described, they're all linear, right?
Yeah.
But the Egypt one, I was playing it. I did the Nazi camp. You know when you said, "Oh, I'm not looking forward to this Nazi camp."
No, it was actually not that difficult.
Yeah, I
It
did
was
that,
all right.
right? And I was like, right, everybody keeps saying there's so many side quests in this game. Like, there's side quests everywhere. And I just couldn't find any. I was like, I'm looking for them. I can't find them. And then I figured out that you could buy a book at the guy that at the marketplace in the village.
Oh, he sells you the lighter.
He sells you the lighter, but he also, no, it's a woman actually. She also sells you like books of locations of things.
Okay.
Right, and I was like, oh, and then there's one that's like mysteries and then side quests basically, and I was like, here we go, and I unlocked that, and I also found the Nazi outfit in the Egypt map.
All right. Okay.
Right.
So that makes it a bit easier to get around.
Oh
'cause
my
obviously
god!
No
when
one
I had the
challenged
Nazi
you.
outfit, I was fucking just walking around everywhere. Right, and it's only the captains that you got to be careful because
Mind you, they're the same with the Arab outfit, aren't they? If you have that on.
Yeah. No.
Like,
Like,
When you have Nazi outfit on, can you give people orders like, "Hey, you go put those Jews in the oven"?
no, you can't do that.
No.
But there are certain areas that you can't walk in without that outfit on. But the
Yeah,
captains-
because you'll be finding the camps, won't you, where you can't walk around
yeah,
normally.
but the captains are still sort of suspect to be us. But anyway, I found these books that tell you what all these locations, and I was like, oh, okay. And then there were certain areas. I was like, oh, I was wondering why there was a bunch of dogs around this fucking thing. There's like an area in Egypt where there's a bunch of dogs, right? And I was like, well, that's random. There's just a bunch of fucking dogs, right? And then like, I got a quest that's like, oh, there's a temple near a bunch of dogs. And I'm like, I know where there's a bunch of dogs. I'll go over to the bunch of dogs. And I've got all...
Where my dog's at?
I went over to the dogs and I said, listen, dogs, calm down. Right, I'm here for the stuff. And they was like, calm. Right, and then they went up and then I found the temple. So basically, Stu, on that Egypt map, there's a fucking shitload of side missions that I just did not find until I did this thing.
But question is, are they any good?
I like them, yeah. I like them. Like they're fun. Some of them are not as fun. Like you just get the thing, but some of them are like full on little puzzle tombs. Do you know what I mean? Like little things that you got to do. And I also found the bloody boxing ring where you can have a little box.
Oh, that's right. You can enter tournaments, can't you?
Yeah, I did that. That wasn't that fun because the worst part of
It's like the arena in Oblivion.
The
You have
worst
like a
part-
super
kind
fan
of
who's hanging out near you, like, you're good. Look at my yellow hair and a point.
The worst part.
To
of
be
this game
fair, the
was
fighting's the
combat.
worst part of the game.
Well,
It's
yeah.
awful. It's awful.
Yeah, it is
It's
awful.
like playing Skyrim, but just no weapons, and you just.
It's
think,
like,
what
do you
the
remember-
fuck?
But you don't have magic either.
No.
It's like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
good,
dude, I
though.
heard somebody did
That's
a
good.
speed run record. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, so I did every side mission in Egypt and a few other.
Shinny, you
things.
crazy.
Wow,
And
you're
I did,
crazy,
like,
dude.
I didn't collect all the relics. You know those stupid relics that all look the
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
I didn't
I was
collect
gonna
all
say
of those.
completionist Chinny is back, but maybe not 100%.
But there's like these there's I'm really grateful for actually that I did is there's a ton, the books that you use to upgrade your character.
Yeah, where it's like sneak around town
Yeah,
or
there's
something like that. I can't
Fucking
remember.
loads of those.
Yeah.
Right, and you go into this like tent, there's one here and there's one there, and you're like, oh, and now you've got like choices of like, oh, I could upgrade that. That would be really good to have. So my character, like, he's really well upgraded now, and obviously you find a lot of like money when you're doing that stuff. So
Yeah, that's my mistake.
yeah, so I would say, like, some of the side quests. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, Stu. I'm just saying, like, I reckon you would have benefited from doing some of them, like just a few
get
of them,
some more cash.
just to get a few more cash. And some of them are fun, and you get an extra thing, or you get a
And
bit
you
of
make friends
dog-
with dogs.
and you make friends with dogs and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, but it is quite annoying because, like, some of the side quests, I did them in an order, and then I'd get a new map of something else, and I'm like, oh, I've got to run all the way fucking back over there. And did you do that quest in the Vatican where you found this old Englishman, and then you had to break out a young Englishman out of jail? Did you do that?
Nope, never did
Okay,
it.
well, he pops up in Egypt as well, and you do this whole quest where you save this young lad. So you're missing a lot of the game.
I've just missed all of this stuff
these
because I
these
did
are like-
none of it.
These aren't like letters that you read. These are like full-on cutscenes that you see.
Yeah.
Right. So you are. I'd say, flying through the game is fine, but you are missing a little bit. You are missing some little.
I
fun
guess.
thing.
No, I don't disagree with you, but I'm just not that bothered.
Yeah,
I just want to play the story.
No, there's no way I'm
I
gonna
just
be.
want to play like Uncharted.
I'm not going to be completionist, Chinny. There's no way. I haven't got the time for that. But I've just, like I said, I've been.
Yeah,
I've
but you're
been-
doing all the side missions, Chinny.
I've been
Some of the
pouring-
side missions.
I've been
shit.
pouring. Like what I like to do is when I play a game, I like to experience as much of it as I can to get like the full experience. So like people be like, "Oh, did you play Indiana Jones?" Yeah, yeah. Oh, but did you finish it? No. Oh, well, you don't know like how good the game is then if you haven't finished it. And so I like to just make sure that I've done my research. So yeah, I enjoy it. But I think there was a moment in Egypt, Stu, where I clicked. When I was running around doing the side missions.
Yeah.
And I clicked and I was like, oh, I think I like this game. Because like you, I was struggling to go back to it. I was really struggling.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I really want to finish it now. I really want to like.
Yeah,
get
I'm back in.
into it.
After the last few levels, I like the fact that I think it was really weird because the Vatican's quite big. And you spend quite a lot of time
That's an
in
open
the
area,
Vatican.
isn't it? The Vatican.
Yeah.
And then Egypt's an
And
open
then
area.
obviously Egypt, you go straight from there to Egypt, which is another big open area. And then suddenly you're doing these very
Yeah.
little
They're
levels.
really linear levels, yeah.
Yeah,
Really
and it's quite small, not that big.
they're like akin to like a Call of Duty level. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
linear, like a big set piece at the end.
From Meridia's Beacon.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I do think the pacing's off a little bit. I feel like the pacing could be better. They could mix it up with like one big level, then a little one, and then a big one. But they kind of stuck two big ones together, and then two little ones together. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, I honestly thought like when I got on that ship, that was going to be like an open world bit, or when I got to
Like you could take the ship wherever you want, you mean?
no, like you the ship itself was going to be
Oh, I got
like
you.
like its own thing,
Yeah.
or like the next country that you go to.
Yeah, the hotel.
No, the one where before you fly the plane and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's super quick. That one.
I thought like, oh, okay, this is gonna be open world.
Yeah, and
now.
then it isn't.
And then you get in a bloody plane and off you go. So
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not something that I was expecting. The game doesn't really care about what you expect is going to happen. It just goes,
No,
right,
it
this
doesn't.
is
No, no.
what we're doing. And
This is what we just did.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
No, I'm fine because it keeps it interesting.
It
You
does.
know, a lot of people moaned it was a bit long-winded and a bit boring, but I found it all right. Once I played like a good few hours together, it was pretty good.
When I got to that
pretty good.
hotel that you check into, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
right, okay, now this is going to be the open area. And you're like, nope.
Yeah, nope.
Nope.
No, it isn't.
And I'm like, okay, this game does not want me to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm guessing where we are now is the next
I'm
big
guessing
open
so.
area.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Yeah.
so. And I don't think I did have a cheeky little look. I don't think there's a lot after this. Where we're at now.
No, do you know? I know that because I was like, when I was fighting the boss guy, I'm like, am I doing something wrong here? When I went to look, it was like like a walkthrough,
Mm-hmm.
and it was game part 9 out of about 11.
Yeah. I think
So
there's
there was
one
only
more
about two
place.
or three,
I know-
two or
I-
three more things
I know the
afterwards.
country
so-
that we go to next, but I think
Right.
that's it. That's the only
Yeah,
one.
it feels like that, and I think if that does happen, I'll be kind of okay with
I'll
that.
be
I
alright with
think it's been paced all right.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, Stu, but my opinion of it has gone up considerably.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
So,
No, I'm quite looking forward to playing it again this week now. I
Me
was a
too.
bit like, but now I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. Well,
I felt
apart
exactly
from
the same.
thinking, shit, I've got to. What do you? Just a question. Just a question, and it's
quick
probably
question,
me
just a
being an
quickie-
idiot.
quickie little
right?
question.
Just an idiot. And it's maybe because the game's never told me, or it's maybe told me and I never took any notice. But what do you actually, when you're taking photos and you get all these points or whatever for doing photos and completing and picking up letters and collecting stuff,
Yeah.
what do you actually do with all of that?
So when you buy a book to do an upgrade,
Yeah. See, I
You
haven't upgraded anything, so what am I meant to be upgrading?
so when you go on your map, if you tab across a few times, you'll find these upgrades. Like they're all the books that you've collected.
Yeah, and I've collected quite a few of those.
Yeah, so you don't. Your character does not upgrade because you have the book.
Ah, you see, that's where I've gone wrong. I thought when you pick a book up, it just automatically adds that to you. This is what you can do.
And that's
gotta read it, baby.
That's been a criticism of some reviews that people.
I didn't realize you could even upgrade the character manually. I thought it just automatically when you picked up a book.
It's Mass Effect all over again. I gotta upgrade my characters.
It is that.
You know, you can double jump as well.
Those points you use to upgrade when you.
You see, but the other thing is, I suppose, because it hasn't affected, and I've barely died, so it's not affected me directly. So I suppose that's another reason why I probably didn't realize you could upgrade it, because it doesn't seem to have made any difference.
Yeah. So
it would have probably helped killing the boss in the boss fight. Maybe.
Yeah, it would have made you stronger and you got more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So it's probably why it took so
like,
long to kill
There's just useful things like you got more health, better stamina. I can climb quicker. Different little things like that. So, little improvements.
Yeah,
that
I'm
you
guessing
haven't
I
missed.
should have done that.
You haven't missed because you didn't know they exist.
No, I didn't miss, and I haven't struggled as a result of that, I guess.
But you would benefit from.
But we'll probably benefit if I do make it easier still.
So I reckon I'm hoping by next week we'll get this done, Stu.
Oh, we may do, if we're as close as you think. Well, when I've collected another 500 money to buy the thing I need to carry on doing it.
I'm swimming in cash.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I'm like, I have been collecting. Whenever I see it, I do collect it. If I see any money hanging around, I'm collecting it. But
let me give you an example of a very small side quest that I did in Egypt. Right, small side quest.
Yeah,
I found this Nazi was a spy.
Right,
and he left a letter saying, no, I found another letter saying, don't go near that tomb, it's haunted.
Okay.
So your video game brain goes, I want to go in there.
Well, I'm definitely going to go and have a look.
So then you find another one, and then you go, there's a Nazi spy or something. So you go in, obviously you find the key, you have to sort of find the key in this thing. And then in a Nazi camp, and then you find the key, you go in, and you're hearing voices or spooky voices and all this sort of stuff. And it's a radio playing spooky voices.
Ooh.
And what it turns out to be is the Nazi who turned out to be a spy, he was actually like against the Nazis.
Trying to keep people away.
Hid this treasure, and pretended that it was haunted. So the Nazis wouldn't go near it because they're really superstitious.
Dude, that's exactly what they do in Skyrim. There's a mission. I don't know if it's Bleak Falls Barrow, but no, I think that's where the Golden Claw is. Anyway, there's a mission where there's this area that's haunted, and the guy's like, "Don't go near it." And then you go in, and there's a dude pretending to be a ghost. He's drinking this potion, and it's like, woo, and you're the normal player character. Like, there's no ghost in here. Fuck you. And if you are, I'll kill you, ghost.
There you are. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's just an example. It's Skyrim level of side quests.
That's right. That may not be a selling point for everybody, but
yeah. Speaking of Skyrim,
cool. Oh,
Avowed comes out in 2 days on Game Pass.
Yes,
baby, yes.
I was going to suggest this for next week's Play My Game.
I'll be playing Avowed whether y'all play it or not.
No, I think it's going to be Playing My Game, bitch. So when I finish Indie, I'm going to start Avowed. I think, so.
Yeah. So I had thought that already.
This would be a good time to talk about this week's Playing My Game.
Yeah, shall we do that?
Is it doing a good time? Do that thing. Bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad.
Take me outside. How about that?
Yeah, bitch.
Welcome to the Resistance.
So, yeah.
This week's game is Sniper Rebellion Elite Resistance.
Yeah, yes. Sniper Elite. Can I just say, I think we need to rename this game.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
To Sneaker Elite Resistance.
Sneaker Elite, because you're wearing sneakers?
No, because you fucking sneak all around. Do you know how many times I actually used a sniper rifle in the 2 levels I played?
Not often, I guess.
Once. I used it once when
Really?
you have to shoot a
Once?
pipe.
Really?
Dude,
Because-
as soon as you spawn in, there's like 7 people you can snipe. So you didn't get
see.
very many of the cutaway things with the skeleton and the eye
Nope,
exploding.
didn't get any of that.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing, dude. This is the whole point of the game.
Stu, like, just kill people. The good thing about this game is the NPCs are so dumb, right?
They're very
that, like,
dumb.
they're about 20 yards away or whatever, and they go, "Well, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear
What was
nothing."
that?
Well, you see, that's not the experience I had because the first bit, he says, here, have a look at mark these people. So you mark all these people.
On
that
the
are
bridge.
Yeah, you
towers,
do.
so- on the bridge.
Yeah.
And then it kind of encourages you to sneak about because you can hide in the grass and
I
all that
killed
kind of
all
stuff.
of those
Yeah.
with my
Selfie
sniper
kill.
rifle. Every one of them.
Wow.
You see, I didn't do any of that.
I tried to. I thought I had killed all of them, and then there's more showing up.
Yeah, yeah.
Where y'all been
And
hiding?
the minute they're alerted, about 50 million of them appear from
Yeah,
nowhere.
I had that problem.
And I'm like, so I'm being conditioned to think, shit, if I make any noise or actually shoot someone, then loads of other ones are going to appear. And then I kept getting
Yeah, why
killed.
can't I put a silencer on my sniper
Yeah,
rifle?
why is
Chinny?
there no silencer on the
Come
sniper
on,
rifle?
Chinny.
'Cause it's the
Don't tell me there weren't silencers in World War II. I know there
Yeah.
weren't, but still.
Yeah.
I shot as many people as I could see on the start of that tutorial.
And they never came running at you.
And then once you go into the level a bit more,
Yeah.
I feel like more people pop up and stuff. But
Yeah.
and then I did start.
Loads of them.
I did
loads
start
of 'em.
killing people. I did kill a lot of people with my knife. You know, sneaking me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stab.
Sneaky up, sneaky,
But
sneaky.
sometimes, you know, when I got to the bridge,
Yeah.
when I got to the bridge myself, I was fucking
Yeah.
sniping loads of motherfuckers, man. I was just like, fuck.
See,
'em.
I tried, but as soon as I
Yeah.
took one down, they'd all come running
Same.
at me.
So,
So I could
I
only
didn't
get a
get
few
the
sniping
fear
shots. So maybe I'm
almost
just not good at
instantly.
sniping.
They're so stupid that like you just walk like round the corner. Like, well, must have been the
Yeah,
wind.
yeah, I
must
did
have
have
been
that
the
a
wind.
couple
I don't know what
times
it
too.
was.
Right.
It depends.
You think they'd have like an alarm going off? And
It
like, a lot of
depends. I had someone looking for me for ages. I like dropped down, went down inside the tunnels underneath, and there were some
Yeah.
people waiting with guns at the
Yeah,
bottom. and it's like,
that's where I died. They
What
were
the
running for me.
fuck?
I didn't even go down there.
And
I don't even know
I
what
told
you're
him,
talking
look,
about.
right now we're in the bridge area inside. How about if you instead?
Take me outside. How about that?
How about that? I'd take you out.
Brilliant.
And
I'm
then-
happy proud of yourself.
Then the second level, you get sent into a town. That's all towny. It's not like it's.
You gotta
there's no-
find a spot that's secluded
I
and
know,
start
but
sniping
it's
and,
like
and
oh,
stay
for
hidden.
God's
I mean, look,
sake.
I hear you, Stu. I
You're
didn't even get
inside
to the
a
second level.
church. You're
Yes.
inside a church, and there's loads of German soldiers in the
Yes.
church, and you've got to
Yes.
find something that somebody's left in the church, so it's right at the top of the tower. Then you have to slide down, and then you've got to go to his flat, and I'm just like, nah, I've had enough of this.
Well, I hear you, and I mean, I didn't even get to the second level because I kept dying, and it's but on the other hand, like I recognize that that's what people like about this game. Like you go to a spot, you stay hidden, you snipe a lot, clear things out, and then you go to the next spot and get up as tall as you can and stay hidden when you're moving between places. And that's not my jam. I don't really like stealth games. I'm not good at them. But I guess I
Well,
feel like this game did a pretty good job of
I
implementing
don't
that.
know, because
aspect.
especially the second level, because you get to top of a church tower.
Yeah.
But you can only see so many people because there's loads of buildings in the way. It's quite built up. It almost encourages you to get on the ground and not
Yeah, but
stay
you,
in a
you
high
snipe
tower
the
sniping
people,
people.
that you can see.
Yeah, but
And
then
then you
you're
go to the
fannying
next high
around
spot.
sneaking. You're sneaking around.
I love this game. I loved it.
Because you're good
loved
at
it.
stealth, Chinny.
No, I don't think I'm particularly better at stealth than you two, but I just
Well, you're better than me because I suck at it.
Yeah.
Anybody's better than me.
No,
Rosa would be better than me.
What I will say is that this game is janky, but it feels janky in the right ways to me. Like, there was a guy stuck in a crate at one point. Like, that's fine, brilliant.
Makes him
Easier to snipe.
Yeah,
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 makes
exactly.
it
I was like,
easier
great,
to
I could just shoot the guy now. But I really liked how good the difficulty options were. They've got loads
Yeah.
of like different customizable.
Yeah, there's like 5 different, and then you can the
then
basic
you can
set
go into
presets are 5 of them.
Yeah.
and you can go into
you
advanced.
can
and
go
go
into
even
the
further with it.
details of like, do you want this to happen? Do you want to be detected?
Yeah.
Do you want to do this? Do you want the map? Do you want to not? And you can tweak all the.
I
settings.
think I maybe should have had a look at that.
You should have had a look at that.
I
think
should have had a look.
that could have.
Because I put it on
probably-
easy, and I still found it very hard.
That
so
could
I
have
was like, "All right,
improved
this
the
ain't
game
for
a
me."
bit. But yeah, but I really liked that. I liked it kind of felt a bit Hitman in a way, like a little
Yeah,
bit
sure.
Hitman-esque.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, and I do love me some Hitman. The voice acting is fucking awful though. Like,
Awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And this is the 6th game they've made. Now, to be clear, this isn't a standalone game. This is called it's an expansion. They call it
Okay.
expandalone.
Okay, an
Expandalone, how about that?
expandalone. That's a
Right.
whole new word.
Ah.
It's
That
a new
is.
word. An
Yeah, it is.
expandalone. So this is like
Portmanteau.
this is Sniper Elite 5 expansion, basically. So it's not
Okay.
Sniper Elite 6. So it's I think it's only 8 levels, very short, like small levels. But you'd think, 5.5 games in, they'd nail the voice acting. for fuck's
Hire
sake.
some
Like,
decent
Jesus
actors.
Christ.
Depends how much
Well,
money
they're
they've gotta
spending their money
pay.
on level design, not
Yeah.
paying people to speak.
And what I will say to sort of back you two up is that when you're in a gunfight, when you do get spotted on the ground and you try and have a gunfight, Call of Duty Gears of War style,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
forget
It never ends well.
And I remember
No, it
that
doesn't.
being the case when I played like the second one. I think I didn't ever try one until the second one came out, and it was exactly the same thing. I found a good spot. I was sniping. I was having fun, and seeing the bullets go through the guy's testicles and stuff. And then someone came behind me and they're like, "Also Achtung!" And I was like, "Ah, fuck!" And I spun around and I got one of them, and then 6 more showed up. I was like, "All right, I'm fucked."
Yeah,
doesn't end well.
you do get overwhelmed very
I
quickly.
don't get
Which
involved
again
with
is kind of
gunfights.
the point. Like snipers weren't carrying M16s and machine guns and
And
shit.
the
Like,
other
you
thing-
had to stay hidden.
The other thing that happened to me, especially in the side, inside the church, where you have to go and get the cash. I thought I'd found it, I hadn't. So I went back down the tunnel, but at this point, loads of people had been alerted, and the church was full of people, and realised. So I had to backtrack, but because of where I'd on it, I'd done an automatic save point.
Oh,
So every time I
snap.
died, I had to I had to run through this church full of Nazis. And it was literally it took me about 4 or 5 goes.
How many times
to
did you
get
two
Can't
through
get
the-
away from the Nazis this week.
How many times
Pardon?
did you two die during this?
Oh, I died like 4
didn't-
times, and then I was like, "That's it, I'm done."
I died probably on the bridge, like trying to get to the final. The first tower I took out without any issues.
Yeah.
The first turret.
Yeah.
And the second turret probably died about 3 or 4 times
Oh
trying
my
to do
God.
it. Yeah.
See, because
it's just-
I shot the one turret with the other turret, which was nice, and then it was like, okay, now what do I do with this turret?
don't
And it's
know
like,
how you
oh,
did that.
explosive charge,
I was trying to work
because
that
it was
out.
already pointing at it. And at one point, the guy says he's doing the monologue,
Yeah,
and he's like,
he's
the
like,
way
Yeah.
they're set up, I think I
Blah,
could
blah,
explode one with the other, so I did it.
But I was like, I
And
don't know how to
then-
do it. I didn't know. I couldn't figure it out.
There was a button that's like launch
I looked
turret.
for- I
Like
looked for
really,
those.
damn, Chinny's like really on the ball
Launch
here. Anyway,
turret.
but then it says, explosive charge, and I was like, I don't have one, and then I had to go down into the thing to get it.
No,
See,
there
I
is
had
two.
two.
about
Ran into a
7 of
bunch of them.
those. I had
Yeah,
I had
satchel
2
charges, fucking loads of them. And also, on one of the turrets, there was a satchel charge sat next to it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Just
maybe I
picked it
just
up
didn't
and
see
used
that.
it.
We
I
all,
suppose-
or maybe they're randomly spawning, and so y'all got more than I got.
I
or
suppose
something.
what's
Yeah.
cool is that we're sort of talking about different experiences, the way we played it and stuff.
Yes.
which
Yeah, I
is-
just
is
satchel
cool.
charged both of them.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
enough.
But the second one was difficult because they were on a high alert. The second one, and
Yes.
then no matter what I did, there were always fucking about 10 of them around the
I d-
second tower.
Maybe like they didn't load in for me because like I was on my own. I was just like,
Oh no, I
nobody
had
was around.
loads of enemies. The first once I'd blown up the first tower, they were everywhere.
no
running
one,
around
I blew up
like
the first time,
idiots.
no one cared. Like I
Oh
just,
no, it was the opposite. There was just tons of them turned up.
yeah,
Maybe that's the jankiness of the game. You just looked out. I don't know,
yeah. But
but I seem to have loads of them.
I did put the satchel charges on both.
You see, I'm watching. Can I just say, we've been watching this guy do the second level for ages now, and he didn't snipe a single person. He was
No.
using his
There is a
silence
lot of
pistol.
sneaking around, but I
There's
suppose
a lot of sneaking around.
it makes the sniping more fun. I do enjoy the sniping in this game. It's good fun.
Yeah.
But so it's a thumbs up from me. I enjoy it, and you know what? I'm going to keep playing it. Thank you very much.
Good.
Oh
No, that's good.
snap! Stu?
Thumbs down from me. It's not for me at all. Not for me.
Ooh, I'm the deciding vote then.
Not for
How
me.
about that? Before I get to my vote, though, I will say, Chinny, I think one of the nice things about the soldier you had stuck in a crate is that the game has a pretty consistent hitbox.
Are you happy now? Is this
Yeah.
Crate
Good
box.
joke.
happy
good
with
joke.
yourself?
It's a thumbs up for me, even though I hated it.
Ooh,
Because
interesting.
I personally, again, like if the game is good, if there's no actual problems with the game itself, then I don't feel right giving it a thumbs down. And so even though it's not my jam, because there's so many other places I can snipe. I can snipe in Destiny. I can snipe in Once Human. You could snipe in New World if you wanted to use a musket, but I hate that shit. So, but there's other games that I can snipe in. So I'm just like, it ain't for me because I have a real gun in Once Human. Once my sniping spot is blown up. But that said, I had look, let's be honest. The reason to play this game is because you can watch a bullet rip through a man's face and see the skeleton of his, mandible being blasted apart. And that's really satisfying. So, maybe I should just load it up. I actually uninstalled it already, but I could imagine myself loading it up just to snipe some people and then quit. Like, forget the missions, forget anything. And did they have a mode like that where you can just like be in a spot and just watch people walk around and just kill Nazis all day?
I don't know.
Or is it all missions?
Because
they should have that.
Just a Zen
I'd
mode.
pay $10 for that.
A Zen
yeah,
mode.
exactly. Like, you can't reach me.
A
I
Zen mode
parachuted in.
sniping
Yeah,
people
I'm on
in the
top.
face.
Yeah, totally. Like on January 6th. No, I'm kidding. All right. So now
too much.
What was that?
Nazis try to overthrow my government. I'm gonna be mad at them. Anyway, shall I talk about one more game? Or do we need to move on?
Oh, we need to do news though. We've got news this week.
Okay, then I'll come back to these next week. Just stay tuned, people.
We don't have to talk about
Jenny?
all the news that I've put in.
Yeah, but let's give time and space
Let's
for
give
it.
some
We don't want to
time
rush.
to it. Time.
Okay. So here comes the news, baby.
Putting news first.
How about that?
How about that?
News. Am I doing it, Stu?
News.
You can do the news. Go for it.
I think the biggest news of the week
News it
is
up.
that the Sony did their State of Play. They're doing quite a few of these now. And obviously we all watched it live, did we?
Of course we did. No.
Hey, we all watched it.
What I'm really trying to say is that Sony.
State of Play games got announced. I don't think many of them really are gonna catch our imagination, but there's one there, Stu, that you've clicked on.
I have. I've clicked on that straight away.
Can I also say, before you get into that one, Chinny, though, a lot of these trailers are like, it's just a vibe. There's no way to tell. And maybe you know what the game's like, but based on the trailer alone, which is all I had to go on, it's just a feel for the game. Like, they give you, a guy walks into an open space and there's a monster and he's got a rifle. And it's like, I can't tell anything about the game. And we're at an era where, I'm sorry, my time is limited. My hard drive spaces, it doesn't matter because I don't have a Sony anyway. But you know what I mean? Like, all these elements, we're past the point where it's like, ooh, it looks interesting and therefore I'm going to buy it day one. Like, you've got to give us some indication what kind of game it is, people. Come on.
So I agree to a certain extent there, Duke. So some of these trailers are sort of a waste of time. And also, if there's a game that you know you're going to play, I avoid the trailer. So the trailer's sort of pointless.
Fair enough.
Anyway, the games that are sort of notable that got highlighted were Mind's Eye, Monster Hunter Wilds, which is probably going to be one of the biggest selling games of the year. Sonic Racing gets a new installment. There's a Sonic kart racer. Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, which I think is a remake of 3. Don't quote me on it. I don't know. I don't care about Metal Gear Solid. Liza P Overture, which people like. Directive 8020, which Stu's going to talk about in a bit, and Metal Eden and Saros. So
it is a remake of 3, by the way.
It is a remake of 3. There you are. So Directive 8020, Stu. You excited? It's the Until Dawn people.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this because I think it's it's still horror. So it's it's going to be horror based.
Sci-fi.
But it's completely sci-fi based, which I think is kind of interesting. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's an interesting thing. I think what's interesting for me is they had the Dark Pictures anthologies before this, which is Devil in Me. This is meant to be a continuation of that.
It's in the same universe, yeah.
But they've lost the Dark Pictures anthology moniker, which they had originally, because they had announced it as the Dark Pictures anthology, Directive 8020. So that's how, because it's on at the end when you finish The Devil in Me. It's sort of, I'm almost sure there was a trailer at the end of the game for it.
Right.
You know, like after the credits had run, it was like a trailer for it.
Yeah.
But they seem to have got rid of that moniker. Now it's just, like a standalone game almost. So I'm not really sure what's happened there.
Well, it might be a marketing thing where people like see that and get confused, and
I don't know.
so they
I
take
don't
the
know.
name.
But I mean, and the guy's died, hasn't he? The guy who played the narrator,
Oh yeah.
he sadly passed away.
Yeah.
So maybe they've decided to lose it. I don't know. I don't know. Which is kind of
I
interesting.
feel like that's a marketing thing because naming a game is tricky, and also like there's a reason why we don't get many games that are past 3 or 4 is because the audience start to go, well, am I going to play that if it's the 7th thing? Obviously, you got Final Fantasy 7, which is like an exception, but you tend to lose people when the numbers get high. So maybe it's like if we put, it does say a Dark Pictures game at the end on the trailer, by the way.
Yeah, but it's almost like that's almost a bit of an
Like an
afterthought.
So it's still there, but it just looks like they've simplified the title just not to confuse people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it looks cool. I mean, it looks interesting. I think it's going to be a bit like The Thing, a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested in this. I like these games. I didn't play the last one. I didn't play The Casting of Frank Stone. So I haven't played that, but I've played pretty much every other game they've released.
Yep.
Up until now.
yeah,
So
you're a fanboy.
I am a fanboy. The Casting of Frank Stone, I played the demo for that, and I don't know what, it just didn't grab me. It just didn't grab me, so I never played it. But every other game they released, I've pretty much played.
I think we can't. I just want to emphasize how massive Monster Hunter is going to be because
Oh, I know people love that game.
Monster
Don't they?
Hunter World sold more copies than all the Street Fighters put together.
Wow.
Right, all of them.
It doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock me.
So, Street Fighter is like so culturally relevant. Do you know what I mean? We all
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
But Monster Hunter World has beaten it. So I think Wild is going to be a big deal. The other game that I quite liked the look of was Mind's Eye. I don't know if you managed to have a look at that one.
I watched the trailer, but they all kind of ran together. Which one was Mind's Eye?
It's like you're a chap and you're driving around and shooting stuff. Looked pretty. Yeah, it's I don't know much about it, but it just looked very, very good. You're a cop, I think, and you're shooting around and doing stuff. Or maybe you're not a cop. I don't know. Maybe you're shooting cars. But from the trailer, you're just shooting cars and they're exploding, and that to me, is tickety.
Oh yeah, no. This one kind of felt like a little bit of a GTA thing in outer space, maybe science fiction type of thing. Maybe?
Kind of semi-futuristic. A bit cyberpunky, a bit Deus Ex-y, but it's all third.
I mean, like again, like it at least this one gave us a little sense of what you're doing in the game.
Yeah.
But it also is so dark. Like a lot of it's dark, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but like go into an open space, shoot up a bunch of stuff, drive cars. Like I can do that in Once Human, man.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Does everything come back to Once Human?
I think it does.
If I'm doing it in this game and it's free, why would I pay to do it in a different game?
It's a bit cyberpunky looking as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I don't think anybody cares about Metal Gear Solid on this show, do we? We don't.
Nope.
No, I liked 5 well enough.
Sneaking
But I don't think
around.
You like 5, did you? Stu?
It was all right. I was never a massive fan though because I'm crap at stealth.
I felt like you got roped into the hype of 4 though. I remember you being.
Yeah, no, definitely. I played probably way more than I would ever have thought. Yeah, but I'm just not very good at it. I was just got killed a lot.
Okay, so that was the state of play. There's some stuff about Epic Games Store released its gaming review. I'll read this one with my eyes.
Okay.
Epic Games released its 2024 year in review, revealing that the top 5 games based on player spending and engagement were Genshin Impact, Rocket League, Honkai Star Rail. Do we know what that is?
I played that. Yeah, I played it. It's I think it's a free to play MMO. These are all free games.
I was just going to say the first
GTA
3 games are free games.
GTA 5, and then the last one was Fortnite.
Oh, I heard of that one.
Yeah, I've heard of
I've
that.
never
too.
played it, but I heard of it.
Notably, none of these titles were released in 2024, highlighting a trend of
Yeah.
older games maintaining players' interest. The platform reported 32 million daily active users out of 295 million Windows PC players. Additionally, only 4 of the top 20 games on the platform were released in 2024, indicating a preference for established titles over newer releases. Discuss.
So is that
Everything's
saying?
fucked?
Is that saying that newer releases are just a bit shit, or is that
What it's
saying
saying is that
people like free stuff?
people
Well,
people prefer like all of these games are either free or they are games that you build a community around and you hang around you hang out with people and stuff like that.
And they're games that, I mean, okay, look, Genshin, Honkai, and Fortnite are basically gacha games. Fortnite's not really a gacha game; it's a battle royale game, but there's enough pap in Fortnite to basically make it a gacha game. GTA 5 is about the online sandbox, and Rocket League is Rocket League. So like most of the games on here are about having an incredible variety of things to do. Fortnite's become a platform now. There's the rocket racing on Fortnite. There's the Lego Fortnite. There's like a million different ways to play Fortnite now. It's kind of a Roblox type of game at this point. GTA 5, GTA Online, which is probably what most people are playing, right, has a lot of different game modes and people trying to make money. You do heists and there's a billion things there. Genshin and Honkai, I think, are like, you can keep unlocking characters. You can keep, it's the same thing I like about Once Human. Like it's just a lot of stuff to do. The gameplay loop is wide and has a lot of variety. Genshin Impact, maybe not so much, but Genshin Impact is kind of Breath of the Wild. So it does have a lot of that variety in it as well. I think that it speaks to the fact that the game development that we're used to, which is here's this game, play it through following a story, is kind of a dated concept.
Finish game,
maybe.
Move on. Doesn't
Yeah,
happen
exactly.
anymore.
Right, exactly. Because of course it makes sense that they would want to transition to this kind of model. Rockstar learned early on, get them to keep playing this one, and they'll buy the currency. They'll buy little clothes for their character and shit.
You've got to give Rockstar the due, though. They don't release the multiplayer thing till about 6 months after the main game is released. So they make sure people play the main game first.
No, the GTA Online came out 2 weeks after GTA 5.
Oh well, I heard that it's going to be a while this time.
No, I don't know. No one knows.
But it was like 6 months for Red Dead, right?
Yeah, it's quite a long
I don't know
time.
about Red Dead, but it was 2 weeks after GTA 5, and then it was
Fair
GTA
enough.
Online.
But no, I mean, I think
Dead.
to Stu's point, like they put in a lot of love and care into their single player games, and they're telling I don't know about important stories, but they're good at storytelling. So you talk about best stories in video games right now. A lot of people will say Red Dead 2. So I think, and meanwhile, I couldn't fucking tell you the story of Genshin Impact if you put a gun to my head. Like there's a dragon, it's threatening everything. You got to eventually try to defeat it, but you'll never actually catch the dragon, Dad. And so aptly, you're chasing this dragon forever, but you never find it. Yeah. So, I think, and that's upsetting maybe to those of us who like story-based games, but as someone who isn't playing a lot of story-based games these days, I mean, New World, I like the story well enough in New World, but it's about the gameplay loop, you know what I mean? And so these kids today, I think, are into games with a really fun gameplay loop, and then the developers are like, we're going to get our hooks in with stuff that hits that dopamine fix. My student teacher's playing old school RuneScape. Like that's what he plays in his spare time.
A lot of people play RuneScape.
A lot of people still play it.
Just to say, you are correct that the 6 months later for Red Dead 2. So
yeah, it was.
Online.
I was just looking then, yeah. But 2 weeks for GTA, which is a bit weird, isn't it? So I think they realized by releasing it so soon after the main game, people weren't playing GTA 5.
Yeah, maybe. And also
GTA
like
5 story.
Like GTA Online was janky when it was launched as well. It was really janky.
Yeah.
So
maybe they wanted to let it cook for Red Dead.
But they're not short of money. Another 6 months, and
I vaguely remember Rockstar saying at the time that Red Dead came out that they wanted people to play the campaign before they played the online
though,
part
if you put
of it,
that much time and effort into the campaign.
And I think they obviously realised they made a mistake with GTA maybe and thought we're not doing that again because everyone stopped playing the main game once the online component arrived.
Yeah. Yeah.
there you go.
Magic Logins or Seth in the chat says, just looked at Mind's Eye from a former Rockstar North lead and published by IO Interactive. Some screenshots show daytime as well. Looks potentially ace.
Yeah, it does look. That's something. I don't know whether it's still enough for me to buy a PS5 though. I don't think
Yeah.
it's still enough.
That's what they have to do, Sony. They have to buy. They have to sell PS5s to people like you that
Yeah.
Right.
like that. They're just PC centric, Game Pass centric. Why is somebody going to buy a PS5?
But I've
going
always been
forward?
a Sony fanboy to an
yeah.
extent.
But, like,
in the
but I'm
past,
talking about
but-
it's all flexible,
Yeah.
Stu, because you
Yeah.
are more of a PlayStation fan than Xbox. But at the moment, the way the industry is, you and Duke are PC and Game Pass. Your gaming ecosystem is PC and Game Pass. That's it.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they're putting Sony games on Steam because they can't reach me otherwise.
So Sony has to go, right, we need people like you guys. I'm different. I'm more of a console like knob. But
Yeah.
like the
Console knob.
Like why is somebody going to buy a PlayStation? And I think they're going to put their chips into the PlayStation subscription thing. You know, like whatever the Game Pass is called on PlayStation, no one knows. But I think that's going to be like probably their selling point for the PlayStation.
I still don't feel like they've got it right though, because even that doesn't feel enough. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
No.
I don't know what it is, but when they announced the version of Game Pass, I don't know. It just didn't seem like parity with the Xbox version.
Because now you know that Sony games come out on the PC, and I know Duke's answer straight away. But if The Last of Us 3 comes out, are you buying a PS5, or would you wait a year for it to be on the PC?
I think the problem is because I'm more not only PC centric but also Steam Deck centric.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, I'll be amazed if The Last of Us Part 3 works on a Steam Deck. It's not gonna. And I'm probably not going to upgrade my PC again, because when we get a new kitchen, this whole area is going. So I'm going to be on a gaming laptop at best. And obviously with a Steam Deck. So it's kind of one of those. It's kind of one of those, isn't it? I don't know whether I'll be that. I think it would have to be a PS5.
That's what that's how they're going to get people like you.
Yeah,
By having people redo their kitchens. And like, I got to get a PS5 now.
And
I hope he redoes his kitchen.
As much as
just dropping subliminal messages. Your kitchen looks shit.
As much as I want, I think I'll want to play The Last of Us Part 3. I still think I'd probably wait for reviews and what other people are saying about it before
I think
I'm
you're
fully
being
committed.
very naive there. I think you'll.
No, I don't know. I do think I can hold out.
You see a
and
trailer
see.
of Last of Us 3, and you'll be like,
No,
shouldn't
no,
have
no. I
bought
think
a PS5 off
I think-
Facebook Marketplace. It still works. It's not brand new.
To
but
be
it still
fair,
works.
Stu, I mean, I'm not going to go that far, but I will say that you're kind of susceptible when it comes to new tech.
It is. But I've resisted up to now. I think I can wait a bit longer.
I think a PS5.
There hasn't been a console killer.
I think
up
a
till
Last
now.
of Us 3 would.
Last of Us 3 would be a console killer.
Would absolutely get you, 100%.
By the way, Magic Legend says Mind's Eye is listed for PS5, Xbox, and PC. Sony just got to reveal it, so they just got the look. We're bringing this game like it's ours, but it's not really.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, I don't see a way to find out like in 2024, but right now they do it each week. The most played games, I guess this is like current today or something. Anyway, the most played games right now on Steam are 1, Counter-Strike 2, 2,
Yep.
Dota 2, Marvel Rivals,
Yep.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which just recently came out on Steam.
People are loving that,
and
by the way.
Loving it.
PUBG Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
So
it's
interesting to
it
see.
It speaks about where the industry's at the moment, and obviously Kingdom Come. We can talk about that briefly, but that's only just come out, so that's why that's up there. That's going to drop quickly, but it's people aren't playing new stuff as much.
I was just going to say what's slightly worrying for me, especially because I like new games, I like narrative-driven games, I like single-player games. Not bothered about any multiplayer stuff. Is developers are going to stop taking punts on those games, aren't they? If they don't feel like they're going to sell or they're not going to be well received.
Okay. Sorry. Just for the record, I did find the 2024 peak. These are the games that had over 450,000 peak players in 2024. Dota 2, Counter-Strike 2, Path of Exile, classic, Power World, okay, Black Myth Wukong, Helldivers 2, Apex Legends, Rivals, PUBG, and Elden Ring. So that's more of a mixture because there are some single player games there.
Not
Wukong,
many,
Power
though.
World,
Not
Helldivers 2.
many.
I mean, Helldivers 2 isn't single player,
Helldivers 2
but
No,
it
it
is.
isn't.
But Path of Exile is, it's basically Diablo, and that's an old game. So, but it does speak to the fact that people want games with a whole lot of content. But there is, I don't know, Black Myth Wukong and Elden Ring are games that are more traditional single player games.
I've heard good things about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
But you know what I've heard? Because I was curious about it, but everybody who's playing it says it's just as punishing and difficult as the first one, and that was the reason I quit playing the first one. So I'm like, I ain't going near two.
I've heard different things. I've heard like this is doing things that make you feel like you're playing a Bethesda game, but it's not as punishing as the first one.
Well, I feel like it's too early. I'm not going near it yet, and hopefully I will hear more things like that because
Kingdom Come.
No.
No.
I think I'm going to stick to Avowed when that comes out.
especially with Avowed coming out, man.
Yeah,
Shit, I'm gonna
give
forget
that a
all about no
diddle.
Kingdom Coming.
Okay, Duke, you've got a thing you want to talk about?
Yes, this guy made a game called Stimulation Clicker. I got it on my played list.
Okay.
So you can put that footage up if you want. This is Cookie Clicker. But the twist is it's a meta game because it's about our love affair.
It's relatable, isn't it? It's stuff that you do anyway.
It's about our love affair with stimulation and
Yeah.
dopamine hits. So it starts with just clicking, and then soon you get DVD logos. Y'all remember watching the DVD logo on the screen? Yeah. So there's that, and every time it hits the screen, you get like a click or something, and you can add more and more of those, and then eventually you can buy updates to the button. You can put a hat on the button. Like, it's the most ridiculous, over the top, but there's no real money involved at all. You pay with clicks basically, and then but you add in like someone playing Subway Runners or whatever the fuck it's called. You can gamble on Apple stocks. So on the right side of the window here, you got the Apple stock, and then eventually you can upgrade to crypto, and like you're not actually getting money, but you are getting clicks. So you buy low, sell high, and so it becomes this. And you've got ASMR videos of slime, and you've got a guy eating big sandwiches and shit.
ASMR
And now
videos get you clicks.
you get an extra number of clicks per second when you have that running. So it's funny because actually the Duchess and I were playing it. I pulled it up on my phone. It didn't work very well on the phone. I pulled it up on my iPad. And I was like, "Ooh, I have a reason to use my iPad beyond Duolingo." And at one point I was just doing it, and I was just doing the upgrades, right? Because that's how you get your.
Can I just ask? Doesn't it have Duolingo on it as well?
It does. It does have Duolingo. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm learning things like which of these is not a greeting in Welsh or whatever, and I'm like, ooh. So. But yeah, so I'm just doing those ancillary things to get my stimulation per second up. And the Duchess is like, "Why aren't you clicking the button that says click me?" And I'm like, "Well, because that's only going to get you a couple of stimulus per second." And she's like, "I'll do it." And she's like, so we're both tapping shit on the screen. And it's got a true crime podcast. That's the mic on the top. And then there's a news feed. And again, all these things are, when you activate them, it just increases your stimulus per second. And at a certain point, it's like, okay, then it's got the pinwheel animation you can see go in the background there. Eventually, it'll add, like you can put the Subway Runner feed, which is in the bottom right corner. It's hard to see it on our feed, but whatever. It'll put that full screen. And then there's this other effect that's like wavy. It's just the whole screen is waving. It's just so fucking nightmarish. And then at one point, the final upgrade is beach. And it said, cannot be undone. And when you do it, it all goes away. And it's just the beach, and it's
because the guy said,
really...
didn't he? He said he just wanted. He said he didn't want it to be endless. He said he could have made it endless.
Exactly. He didn't want it to be the thing that he's making fun of. Right. Exactly. He's trying to show us that this is a kind of madness to have all these things going all the time in different parts of your screen. And it's crazy because I can't relate to that idea at all of play a game while doing something else. I mean, I'll listen to music or something, but there's people on Steam who are like, or on Reddit, like, I need a game to play while I'm watching YouTube videos. And I'm just like, motherfucker, watch YouTube or play a video game. Why do you have to do both at once?
You see,
That's just the
You
way
see,
this generation is.
I feel like there's an interesting parallel to this,
Go on.
which is dating apps. I read quite an interesting article on dating apps this week saying that
The gamification of it. and
they've
stuff.
become so gamified that
Oh, yeah, totally.
people aren't even looking for relationships anymore. All they're looking for is how can I make my profile basically get more clicks, get more swipes? What can I do to game the system and they're not even bothered about meeting someone. They just want to see how many matches they get.
Yeah.
And
And it's
how many
right.
swipes.
That's the dopamine hit, and that speaks to, in a way, it feels sad because it suggests to me that those folks don't know what it's like to be in a really good relationship.
But
And
also,
I can understand that.
But also, it's the developers of these dating apps doing that as well because they have got to a point where they don't care whether someone meets somebody or they get a meaningful
Well,
relationship.
I mean, it's to their benefit to not have you meet
Yeah,
people
yeah. All
because
they
then you're
care
going to stop
about,
paying for
yeah,
their service
is
if you're
how
in a
much
good
money-
relationship.
How can we put subscription models into this? How can we charge
Of
you for this?
course.
How can we charge you for that? And
Of course.
this,
And that's why it's important for consumers to ask the question, as with Rocket League, am I enjoying this experience?
Yeah,
Like,
why
is
am I
it getting me
doing
what I
this?
want to
Whoa,
be
whoa,
here?
whoa,
Because
whoa,
it's so
whoa, whoa,
tempting for people
whoa.
to go into an experience with one goal in mind and then to have the technology or whatever it is completely divert you to something else.
We don't
Yeah.
want people to start thinking about that because then they won't listen to this show.
that is true.
You are having fun.
true.
You are enjoying yourself.
Mm.
I love this quote in the article I shared with the Duchess found out about this game through the New York Times. I shared the New York Times article with the gang here. I love this quote from Dr. Gansner, who works in psychiatry at Boston Children's Hospital and Harvard Medical School. Quote, a phenomenon called mental fatigue exists, characterized by drowsiness and feeling like one's brain is perhaps less capable at processing information than before. Mental fatigue is often described after bouts of intense cognitive engagement, so long periods of internet use involving rapid-fire digital stimuli and information overload could qualify. And I think that that's one thing that this game does is like sort of make fun of by replicating this assault on I couldn't deal with TikTok. It's just too much all the time. And so my students come in and they're exhausted, not only because they were staying up too late, but because outside of school, what they're doing to quote unquote relax is watch TikTok. And it's just like, of course they're going to be worn out after.
Well, that's what TikTok does. That's literally what TikTok does, isn't it?
I
It's just
should have said
one
that. My bad.
swipe after another.
Yeah, exactly. It's relentless. And, you know, all the other formats, YouTube's trying to be like that. Instagram is
Whoa, whoa,
really
whoa, whoa,
pushing
whoa,
its
whoa, whoa.
reels.
Oh, I hope
Whoa.
Chinny's got an opposite view here.
But we're on TikTok, so follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like and subscribe, please.
We're on
We're a
YouTube
good thing to have in the
Shorts
corner.
The
There. If you have
only-
us in the corner, that's good.
Yeah. The only comforting thing for me is that I have, in addition to the gamification of these dating apps, loads of people are unsubscribing and leaving due to this because the people who are genuinely looking for a connection or a relationship have realized it's not possible to get one on there. So they are losing
that's-
loads of money. They are losing
Oh yeah,
loads of
and
money.
I think as a society, you know, when computer dating first started up, I remember when I was in high school, they would like have you fill out a little questionnaire, and then on Valentine's Day, you pay $1 to get your list of, you know, matches in the school. And I remember getting it and being like, oh, this is ridiculous. She'll never go out with me. She's way out of my league. Like, forget it. It's not happening. And you know, I think that people who want to find love are in a tough spot because it's harder than ever to meet people in a casual way. But the apps are maybe not successful. Although some people we know in our community have found love through the apps. So, you know,
It
who
does
knows?
happen, I guess, but it's probably not. Do you know what? They said the best way to find people these days is join a group. So join like
Yeah.
a walking group or hiking
Yeah,
or
or like a
something with a common interest that you have.
like a local
Yeah.
Nazi group. Or...
I don't know why we're
Exactly,
giving
the
romance
Oath Keepers.
advice. Why are we
Well,
giving
because
romance
we're
advice?
3 in long-term relationships with awesome people, and so
Yeah.
we, in a way, are, you know, kind of quote unquote success stories.
And
although
none
you
of-
ask
none
our
of
wives,
which,
maybe
can we
they
just
feel
say,
differently.
We're met in a dating app. We didn't meet. None
That's
of us
true,
met
but
our
that's
people in a
because
dating
this
app.
was we met them before they were even available. Who knows if we would have been successful if we? But I'll say this: if you join those local groups, make sure you don't be the slimy dude who's like, "Hey, baby, like I like to hike. You like to hike."
It's
You got to be
best
cool and
to
be
find
interesting.
Find a group that you're actually interested in partaking.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just
Then you
like-
find like-minded people.
pottery, and you're like,
Exactly.
oh god, I hope I
Right.
can recreate that scene. from
Ooh, I
Ghost.
saw Ghost. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
get you.
Um,
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
the news.
And
with
it, sorry, I'm sorry. One last thing about this: Stimulation Clicker is free on the web. I do it on your PC because it doesn't work very well on mobile formats. And buy the guy a coffee because he put the game up for free, and I bought him a $3 coffee. You know, Ko-Fi, that little micro
yeah,
tipping platform.
So just a minute,
yeah.
just to confirm, you're encouraging people to do a clicker game.
I'm encouraging people to play this
Hey,
clicker game because
like
it's
Cookie Clicker.
smart.
I like Cookie Clicker.
Chinny
Yeah, why
is
don't you
part of the
shut up?
problem. He
Yeah.
loves
But
those
here's
games.
the thing: I pay this guy $3. That's 3 times the money I've spent on Once Human.
Yeah,
So how weird is that?
That's true. I like that.
Other
How
news.
about that?
The Switch 2 news isn't really that interesting. It's just like there's a couple of games.
Well, that there's nothing coming out
there's,
for it
there's
when
a
it
couple of games
launches.
that have said they're coming out.
I
Yuka
like the
Replay
fact- Yeah, Yuka Replay. Who came up with that?
So Ukulele is getting a remaster called UK
Replay.
Some Pokemon
Jesus
game that no one cares about.
Christ.
Just remake everything.
That's
Speedrunning
just-
news:
oh.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out got a new.
Yeah, mentioned
record.
that earlier.
Yeah, that was mentioned earlier, so that's cool.
How many attempts did it take to get that new record?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
I'm looking at it right here. I want you
Oh.
to say it because I have a Simpsons clip.
Well, I know that these speedrunners, they basically play this game over and over and over and over.
75,000 attempts
Yeah,
over
they do.
5 years.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in this Simpsons clip, switch out scientists for speed runners.
I knew scientists wasted their lives, but jeez.
Now, okay, to be fair, people would look at me playing Rocket League and go, "You're going to criticize me for wasting my life?" Okay, fair enough. But I mean, that's the question. Like, are they having fun
I think that,
during those
yeah, but
5 years?
the thrill is the
Of course, you
competitiveness
get
of
to
it.
when you get there. When you
Yeah, but
finally
think
hit
how
it.
much dopamine he got
Oh,
from
so
doing
much
that.
dopamine.
Yeah, but how
So
fast does it go
dopamine.
away? A week later, you're like,
Look at
okay,
that
now,
dopamine
now,
hit,
now,
man.
now I'll try Mike Tyson's Punch Out too.
There's a fantastic YouTube channel, and Armar's a big fan of this YouTube channel called Summoning Salt, and he does a really, and I really encourage you to watch this, Duke, and you, Stu, but you do because you're criticising it, because he really tells the story of how this record was broke. Do you know what I mean? Or
Okay.
why this particular track on Mario Kart 64 is so difficult to break.
Yeah.
So when a certain person does this trick, you're like, "Oh my god!" And it's really.
Oh, I'm not
cool.
disputing the value for the person or the commitment. I think it's kind of cool that someone puts their mind to a task and sticks with it. You know, look, just the same way that people beat Elden Ring. Like, I think that's impressive. I've had students who are like, you know, and I've heard from people who said that, you know, Dark Souls 3 proved to me I can overcome my depression.
Oh wow.
That's pretty cool.
I
At the
just-
same time, as somebody who likes to play a game because it's fun while I'm playing it, like, I realized I'm never going to get to champ status in Rocket League. It's just not going to happen. So I play that just to have fun. And people will look at my hours and be like, "Are you out of your mind, you pathetic dork? You're still not champ?" And I'm like, whatever. I have fun when I play. And most of the people who play Rocket League with me don't have fun. I hate to break it to you. They're fucking miserable because they're not at the rank they want to be, or they lose because their teammate messed up, or whatever it is.
But
And
you
I
do
just-
like
I just-
it when you get rank up, don't you?
Of course I like it when I rank up. And that's the point, is that I'm
You do.
aware of the fact that that dopamine hit is a very powerful motivator. But the question is, what are the negatives we accumulate while we're chasing that dopamine hit?
Well, that's it, isn't it, really?
I think.
I mean, this guy, it says he landed all 21 frame perfect punches and navigate 10 accurate dodges, capitalizing on a rare pattern from Tyson with a 1 in 1,600 chance of occurring.
Sure.
Crazy.
So that's why he made 75,000 attempts, I guess, just to
insane.
keep trying to get this
Just
one
insane.
1 in 1,600 chance of occurring Tyson
And it's very
pattern.
impressive. And, you know, that means that presumably he'll have, we know it's a he, he'll have his name in the record books, presumably forever, right? I mean, somebody might do it faster, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no,
So-
what I've learned about speedruns is that somebody will do it faster.
Someone will always
Somebody-
do it faster.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Somebody
So,
will
you
do
But
know,
he took him
that's the-
5 years, so how long is he going to take
Right.
them?
And no one can take this title away from
Once-
him.
because
That's
no, because
the cool
he's broke
thing.
2 minutes, right? And some people say when you break a minute thing, like they go, it's impossible to do it under 2 minutes, and then somebody does it. That then encourages somebody else.
Right,
well,
right,
if he
right.
can do it, then I can fucking do it.
Right.
So
And,
you'll
you know,
probably
look,
find
the
that
whole-
somebody do it quick.
Right. The whole point of the documentary film King of Kong is that Steve Wiebe may not, it looked like he may not beat Billy Mitchell in this, head-to-head Donkey Kong thing. Billy Mitchell's name was at the top of the leaderboard at the end of that movie, sort of. But the point was, he's a good guy who takes care of his kids and spreads love and is committed to doing things in a dignified fashion. Whereas Billy's like gonna be kind of slimy and do stuff that feels a little icky. And I'd rather be Steve Wiebe in that scenario.
Okay, that's enough news.
Yes. Thank you for joining us for the news, everybody.
Yeah, we have
Is it
got
time for emails?
No, we've only got speak pipes. No emails this week.
Oh my
Pipe, it's the way to leave a message.
And both
Actually-
speak pipes are from the same person.
Actually, I'm telling a lie. I did get an email. I'm so lying.
That was my time to shine. Tell you what, Stu, why don't you catch me outside?
Whoa, that ruled.
So I do have to apologise to Jason, who did send us an email. He did send because
Oh man, we were talking smack about him last
we
week for no
told
reason.
we called him out. We
Oh,
called him out,
Stuart.
and then lo and behold, he sends us an email. So it was
Well,
on the.
I'm glad
I'm
he's
assuming.
back.
Yeah, it was
Love
on
you,
the back
Jason.
of us calling him out. I'm guessing.
Welcome back.
And that's why I'd forgotten because obviously I'd forgotten he'd sent it us because he sent it sort of me on Wednesday. So it's a few days. I've
Okay.
slept since then.
Might have been last year if it was Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. So he
Wednesday.
says,
Who sends an email on a Wednesday?
yeah, exactly. He says, "Cry me a river."
Is
He
this
said
about
it-
Ukraine?
He said, if you still don't think we are living in a sim, they have just renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Oh, I'll play this sound clip again. It was a signed Gulf of Mexico at birth, so that's what I'm going to call it.
To be fair, as a kid growing up in Texas, I wondered why it wasn't considered the Gulf of Texas being directly under us.
Gulf of Florida, baby.
Yeah.
It's to the west of us.
Number 2, this next one blew me away. I introduced a bill to rename Greenland to Red, White, and Blue Land.
Yeah, it's not happening because we're not taking it over anyway. So next.
And number 3, Elon is openly showing receipts of politicians' criminal behavior.
Well, how about he shows the receipts of his criminal behavior? Then we can talk.
Of
Elon
course.
Musk. Who elected that pinhead? No one. That's who.
Of course we are in a simulation. I would love to expose crooked politicians, but as fast for stealing land and renaming it to goofy troll hard names, I may be a troll, but I'd never do that. No, I won't do that.
Well, I see what you did there with the meatloaf lyric. I hate to break it to everybody, but voters don't seem to care if someone has a criminal record, even because they'll still vote for him if they've been convicted of 39 felonies.
Yeah, they do.
Just saying.
That's true. You got to,
Suppose whatever you want.
do whatever you like. No one cares.
It doesn't mean that if there were in a simulation, it means that voters have very low standards on some stuff. Anyway, go on.
Now, if the veterans are finished crying, maybe I'll say a thing or two via some sort of communication to your patronizing show.
Oh,
Lol.
snap.
Maybe not. The tea is getting expensive. Oh, and by the way, cash money is used to commit crimes more so than any crypto. I will tell
Well,
you
I need
this. Every transaction on Bitcoin is recorded for the whole world to see on its ledger. There have been plenty of bad actors in crypto, but is that the future? Not financial advice, but owning just a small bit will benefit you greatly in 5 years. Numpties.
Maybe. I mean, you want to buy this pen? It's going to be worth $10,000 in 5 years. So I'll sell it to you for $100 right now.
There you go.
Buy it for $1, sell it
Well,
for
if
$2.
you say enough, it'll happen. All right, that is the emails for this week, which was the
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
The problem with no, I'm not getting into the blockchain. Okay,
Don't
Mr.
get in.
Plow is
Don't get
plowing
in.
our driveway. Oh, I'm not going to invest in it. I was just saying I wasn't going to start debating it.
No, that's
Anyway, now is the time for
fine.
Speak Pipes.
Speak pipes.
Is it actually time for Speak Pipes?
It is actually time.
Okay, well, I already played the theme, so I'm not playing it again.
No, don't play
These
it.
are both from Saint Diesel. What up, Saint Diesel? So I will play them in the order that they were sent to me, I guess. So 4 games was first, maybe?
That was the first one that I received.
Okay, Cash Me Outside. This is, it's called 4 Games at the Double.
Hey, Veteran Gamers, it's Saint Diesel back
Hey.
again. A few days ago, I traded in some stuff at CEX and
Ooh.
picked up a few games. The first one was the Uncharted collection on the PS4.
Classic.
I had played through Uncharted 1 and 2 back in the day on the PS3, but I never played through the third one, so I thought this was a good way to play through the first 2 again and play through the third one for the first time. And I know that Stu and Chinya fairly recently played through them.
Well,
The second game, well, I thought I'd make a little bit of a quiz out of it. Just need to guess the game from the clues. First clue, it came out originally in 2011.
Cheney, do you know it by that alone? Because often you can guess a game by the date.
Well, I missed the bit. I heard him say we've got to guess a game, but like,
yeah.
Yes. He bought a game. It was released in 2011. That's all we know so far.
Oh.
okay, it could be a few things. So let me just off the top
What's
of
your
my head,
first thought?
because he was talking about Uncharted, so it's not obviously Uncharted.
But that's not Uncharted. He
No,
bought
no.
4 games. Uncharted Collection was one of them. This is
Yep.
the second one.
Let me reel off a few. It could be
Go ahead.
Skyrim, LA Noire. It could be Deus Ex, Human
Revolution?
Evolution. It could
Human
be
Evolution.
what else came that 2011.
Well, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say it's not Skyrim. I'm gonna say LA Noire because
Yeah,
Skyrim,
I go with LA Noire.
he would start out by saying Duke will love this one or something. All right, so here let's get another clue.
It's a Ubisoft game.
Oh.
That's Human Evolution, wasn't it? No.
It's Deus Ex. It could be, no. Deus Ex is.
Is that-
No, it's
that wasn't
IDOS. Is it IDOS?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Eidos Interactive.
Indeed.
So what was Ubisoft out in 2011?
Will it be one of the Far Cry games?
Don't think so.
Trying to think what came out in 2011 from Ubisoft. Could it be an Assassin's Creed game?
I mean, they probably had one of them
Right,
come
yeah.
out in 2011.
Probably.
What came out? Was that
Right,
Assassin's
let's-
Creed Brotherhood?
No. Hold on. Let me do the maths. So 2007 was
math.
1. 2009 was 2.
2.
2010 was Brotherhood. So.
So it might have been
Revelations.
Revelations. Let's see if it's that.
Well, let's see. Here's another clue.
And it has a character in it called Charles Jericho.
Oh,
That doesn't sound like Assassin's Creed,
Charles Jericho.
but it might be Far Cry because I feel like there's a character named that in Far Cry 2, but I don't know.
I don't know whether it's 3. I don't know. It could be Far Cry 2. Go on, let's
Let's
put
just
us
keep
out then.
playing. Let's
It
find
won't
out.
Be, it won't be 2. It'll be 3 if it's
3. Might be 3.
And I'll give you a few seconds to think what it could be.
We
if
already
you
did
don't
this.
Already know. I'll count down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the answer, Driver, San Francisco.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
dude. You were the only person who played this.
Oh my
No, I
God!
played it. I played
it. Did you play
I
it
wasn't
too?
paying it. I was not paying attention to character names. To be fair, let's just jump into this
Wow.
card, crash into that card, keep bouncing, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. No, I didn't
Wow!
play
Oh,
it.
what a game, though.
Very disappointed in you,
I
dude.
Yeah, I finished that game. Yeah. Driver San Francisco. Yeah.
Put it on the Xbox 360, but it does play on my Xbox One S. That's the original Xbox One S, not the Series S. And I think it's a lot of fun. It's got an okay storyline. And the main
Stupidest
character's
story
likable enough. It's got really tight controls and lots of
Yes.
varied missions. And it's just a lot of fun all round.
Right.
So I just thought, have you played Driver San Francisco? And what were your opinions on it?
Oh, dude, I thought you remembered Saint Diesel. I had a lyric one time where I said, something Saints Row, weapon dipping in Crisco, then I'll put you in a coma like Driver San Francisco. So that's how much I love that game.
I loved.
And
I
Ginny
loved-
finished it. Ginny
yeah,
finished it.
I loved the original Driver.
didn't finish
so
it.
Driver 1
Yeah.
and 2. I did
Oh, that
not
was a
Driver
classic.
3 as much.
No.
So I played it because I'm a big fan of the Driver games, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't stand out. I don't remember much.
The
of it,
only
so-
thing that stood out about it was the fact that you could swap bodies and shit. Like it was
Yeah,
ludicrous.
like, it
the
was-
story was
yeah,
dumb.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But it was
Driver
so-
1 and
I had
2
so much
1
fun
and
with
2 hold a big yeah, yeah.
I mean,
good
Driver
memories of that.
1, people need to understand that changed the nature of driving games, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, that was a big game when it came out.
Yeah. Okay, here's the other speak pipe from St. Diesel. It's called Obsession Digression.
Hey, veteran gamers, it's St. Diesel back again. I wanted to talk a little bit today about obsession. Now, that could mean something innocent like the name of your favorite perfume, or if it's social media related these days, it could be something a bit more sinister.
Or that song, You're My Obsession. Anyway, back to the speak pipe.
Yes, please.
But this obsession is to do with music. Fairly recently, I picked up a couple of CD albums by women who recorded them more than 40 years apart. The first one is the No Secrets album by Carly Simon, released in 1972. And then in 2013, the other album was released by Lorde, and it's called Pure Heroin. And I became obsessed with a song from each album, both singles. First one, the Carly Simon single, You're So Vain, which was very successful for her back in the day. And the second one, the Lorde single called Royals, which was also very successful. I'm not quite sure why, but I became a bit obsessed with them. With the lyrics, the song structures, the singing, the artists themselves, of course, and the different cover versions that you could see online. Some good, some not so good. So I just wondered, is there some media thing that you become obsessed with fairly recently? Doesn't necessarily need to be video game related. It could be a song, could be an album, could be a singer themselves, could be a book, a film, a TV series, a meme, a YouTube video even. So is there something you became recently obsessed with?
Well, I'll tell you, my obsessions tend to move in cycles. So like I was obsessed with cults for a while and I watched every cult documentary I could. And there's a podcast called A Little Bit Culty, which is very interesting. And then recently when I listened to the book on tape about crypto, I became like a crypto bro, except the inverse of it, like telling people like, don't go near crypto. So those are some, and then I go back to cults and then back to crypto and so forth like that.
A recent obsession of mine was obviously my dad's been a big Bob Dylan fan, so I took him to see the Bob Dylan film. I've liked Bob Dylan all my life. I've been surrounded by Bob Dylan music all my life, but there's a few songs on that film that I'd never heard before, and my dad had heard of them. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard this one. I've heard this." So I'd started to listen to Bob Dylan's albums from when he first started to I've got to about third or fourth album in when the obsession slightly wore off. But there's been like about 4 or 5 songs that I had no idea about that I've liked. But I've done this before. I've done it with Kanye West, where I wonder how many songs by someone whose music I love that I don't know of. Do you know what I mean? Like I love this artist and their music. They've released so many songs and albums. I bet there are songs and albums. I bet there are songs out there that I will love, but I've just never given the chance. And there's a few from Kanye. There's a few from Bob Dylan. So I'd like to do that now and again, just to see, just to dig a little deeper. So, but Bob Dylan is the answer. And the song in particular that I was obsessed with was a song called "Song for Woody," which he plays in the film. And I hope
is it based on Toy Story?
It's based on Woody.
Is it based on Toy Story?
Woody Guthrie, I assume.
Woody Guthrie.
Woody Guthrie.
Yeah. So.
Sure.
Cool. By the way, do you know who the song "You're So Vain" is about?
Me?
No.
You?
Very famous person.
David Bowie?
No.
I think I heard it at some point, but I don't remember.
Elvis Presley?
Mick Jagger.
Yeah. No, the song "You're So Vain" was written about Warren Beatty.
Oh, okay.
So that's who the song's about. So yeah.
Go figure.
And who the
Stew obsession?
Fuck is Warren?
He's an actor.
Did he say it had to be music, or can it be anything?
Be anything.
No, it could be anything.
Anything. I'm a bit weird.
Yes.
Because I am. Because I get obsessive about stuff, and then I sort of, I don't know whether you can believe this, but then I go on to something else.
I think we all do that though, Stu. It's like
so for quite a bit.
Clip that.
So every album, but what tends to happen is when I get to the point where I think I've not exhausted it, but got what I want out of it.
Yeah.
And one of those things was I had quite a lot of old vinyl albums up in the attic from when I used to, and then obviously I got a record player. And then I kind of recreated all my favorite albums on vinyl, not recreated, but purchased all the albums that I used to really love on vinyl and then listen to them. And I do listen to vinyl quite a lot, so quite often I'll stick a record on, which is kind of interesting and fun. To hear that snap, crackle, and pop when you first stick a record on. I quite like that.
Yeah.
But obviously more recently watches. But I've been into watches for a long time. Since I was really young. I've always been into watches.
That's not a fad though, is it? With you, watches?
No,
watches
I've been into watches since I've kind of was knee high to a grasshopper. From the very early Swatches onwards. So I've always liked watches, but I've stopped that for the minute. So for the minute, I haven't bought one for a while because I'm saving up for a new laptop, for a gaming laptop. So I'm, steadily saving me pennies up for that. But music-wise, I guess, I don't know. I mean, Depeche Mode, I've got every album they've ever released on CD, and I still have CDs. I still haven't got anything to really play them on. I still have all my CDs. They're all in alphabetical order, and all that jazz. So that's a bit anal. But yeah, I suppose I can't say as I've ever been so obsessed with something. I've kind of gone down the rabbit hole with music. You know what I mean? I like a lot of music. I like when I'm like mixing, I like going through what's new, trying to find old stuff that I've never heard of, or remixes or edits of stuff that I've never come across before. I really like that. I find like a cool, like for quite long ago, I can't remember who oh yeah, it's recently actually. I found a version of Nothing Compares to You, Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead.
But recorded by Soul to Soul, and it's like a dancey, upbeat soul, soulful house version. And it's just brilliant. And I'm just like, this is such an amazing track. Never heard it before. Was just searching for something else and came across it. And I'm like, what's this? Nothing Compares to You. Played it. And I was like, that's amazing. And I love it when I find, a version of something like I found an Afro house version of, oh God, I'm trying to think what the song was now.
Ave Maria?
No. But again, it just sounded
Beethoven's
brilliant.
Fifth?
No, it isn't Beethoven's
I know
Fifth.
what you mean.
But again, I was like, that's such a great version of that song. I've never heard that before. That sounds amazing. I'll stick that in a mix, and people will hear it. They recognize it, but then they're also like, oh, yeah.
I've never heard this version of it. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. So I think we're really lucky to be alive in this time, because once upon a time, if you got into a new artist, if you heard someone, you're like, I really want to hear their music, you'd have to go buy the box set in order to own everything they had, or buy like a greatest hits album and only be able to access some of it. Now, with the push of a button, you can access every song the Rolling Stones ever created. That's remarkable. Yeah. And it sucks that some people aren't on Spotify. George Carlin's not on Spotify, which is just heartbreaking because he had so many great albums. But still, it's really cool that we're alive at this time. The other thing I want to say real quick is we watched the documentary about Saturday Night Live's music. Questlove made a documentary about the music on SNL, and it's really good. It covers, so many different artists. It tells stories about like the hip hoppers who were on SNL. It talks about this punk group that John Belushi made sure could appear on SNL. And it's just got all those really interesting behind the scenes things. So I give a huge thumbs up to that.
I've just remembered what it was, by the way. It was Show Me Love by Robin S.
Okay.
Heartbreaks and promises. I've had more than my share. We're going to get a copyright strike now. I realize that.
Oh, great.
Doubt it.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
we're doing shout outs.
It was by her, and it's like this really cool Afro house version of it. So
cool.
Nice.
All right.
There's our obsession.
Shout outs. Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. Mr. Night.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Mr. Lightlaw, Seth, Sealy has kindly offered to take over our socials. I told you two about that, didn't I?
He has, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, we're fine with it, Silly, but I haven't done anything about it. So just we'll give you permission to do that, and just don't post any swastikas like Kanye did on the Super Bowl.
Kanye.
Lee Harris from Gran Canaria. He never told us which island he was from, so it's thanks.
Yeah, we've no idea now.
But if you're on the Gran Canaria island, we'll come and meet. Come and meet you, stranger danger. Antonio,
stranger
Sean
danger.
Thiel, yeah. So some people in the chat was busy tonight.
Yeah, it was. Thank you. Appreciate y'all being here.
To the Patreons, I'm going to read them because we're crap at this.
You make this show happen.
Not
really, but
not really, because it happened for years before that.
Yeah, but you made last week's show easier for me, and I appreciate
that. And also,
that.
you might make the website now that we're actually putting this money to things that we're going to use. I feel like I'm obligated to share.
Give us some money.
So Connor, Tidzu, Seth, Value, Sean Thiel, Dan Fletcher, Declan McCluskey, Adam Birmingham, Armar, Christian, Matt Nation. That's how it's spelled. It's not Birmingham. It's Birmingham. Robert Wilcox, Jake Peterson, and Nigel Strutmeister. And I think there's only Connor who's joined recently, so he'll be getting a T-shirt in March.
T-shirt?
No, he's due a T-shirt. No, he's due a T-shirt the end of this month. We're going to be doing him a T-shirt because he's joined for 3 months at the end of this month. So
thank you, Connor.
Will have a T-shirt. I think that's everybody. Yeah. So that's everybody. So yeah, Connor, you're gonna have to let me know what kind of T-shirt you will want.
He just cleaned out a bunch from his front room.
Maybe I'll send him a sneaky second one if he does a good job on our socials. Do you know what I mean? Just as a little bit of a
bit of a thank you. Bit of a thank you.
There you are. There's our patrons. Thank you very much.
By the way, if anyone's interested, it's Sugar Hill. So it's Show Me Love Afro Salsa Mix by Sugar Hill, and it's such a great vibe. I love that.
Not the Sugar Hill, like Sugar Hill Gang.
I don't think so. No, it's is a DJ.
Okay, just riding that name recognition.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to shout out Jason Gallagher for writing in, even though Stu missed it. Thank you for writing in.
I did. Well, I missed it. I did miss it, and then didn't miss it.
I'm playing with you. I will shout out Antonio because I insulted him last week, but it was just jokes. And I will shout out Baron von Glauer because he shared info about Cyan and the Video Games History Foundation archive. And I forgot to shout him out last week, but I'm doing it this week. So thank you, Baron. And everybody listening and watching and joining us live, we really appreciate you being in touch. So why not send us a speak pipe? Oh, yeah, shout out to Derek or Saint Diesel, whatever. We love you hearing from y'all. And shout out also to whichever student, I don't know which student did this. The students had a chance to nominate teachers to receive Valentines. And I received one. Was in the form of the kids coming around and singing to my class. It was so sweet. I was like, oh my God, it's so nice.
I would literally freak out. Hold on. Seth just wrote in the chat. He didn't get a T-shirt. Is that true?
Oh, shit.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Oh, it's on now.
You're the man who sorts all that shit out.
Oh, it's on.
I can check, because I can check if I've sent him one.
Catch me outside. How about that?
You need to fight him, Seth. He's not going to give you a T-shirt unless you fight him.
How about that?
All right. I'm going to check because I'm.
All right, he's going to check and we'll let you know. We'll be in touch. Meanwhile, Stu, you got shout outs?
Yeah, I'm going to obviously shout out Ben again for filling in last week. I'm going to shout out Chinny for finally setting up the Zoom for the VG Hub. You know what I mean? Just saying. And I'm going to shout out you, Duke, and Jason for sending us an email again. And Derek, who always never lets us down with a speak pipe each week, which are always interesting. Interesting.
It's true. Thank you, Saint Diesel.
And I think that's it.
I think that's it. We done?
I think we're done.
Thank you, good night, much love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you?
I don't know, Duke. I kind of liked it.
Instead, sitting at home, watch TV, turn up slow to me.
What else?
Why don't you?
You know what? I can't see one for Seth. I don't think I sent one.
Oh, he didn't send it.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, God. Oh,
you horrible person.
Hate crime!
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so sure that I did that.
Well, you didn't.
You didn't.
You must hate Seth, man.
Yeah, you horrible
What did he ever
person.
do to you? God.
He met me
I
in
mean,
Birmingham. That's
Kanye is looking
Met
bad,
you.
but yeesh.
You're way worse.
Compared to you, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Kanye
send, you
looks
one,
good.
I'll send you one with a swastika on just to make up.
Kanye just looks like an angel now compared to you.
Oh, sorry. I'm so
Sorry,
confused.
Kanye.
All
He's
right.
still like, did I not do it? I don't know.
I'm
What
so
did
sure I
it?
did,
Did I
like-
not do it?
Okay, Seth, you
Well,
need to message
did
me.
I not do
A lot of things you're
on-
sure about, obviously, are not happening. So.
Message me on something, TikTok or bloody
Or catch me
Discord-
outside.
Discord or something.
You'll catch him outside.
Also, we got 98 followers on TikTok. It's not very good. but
Yay.
Can we make?
Come on, let's get to 100.
Can we make 100 by next week?
Yeah, make it
Yeah.
100.
Although one of those I think might be me, and I'm not on TikTok anymore. So
Hey, it all counts.
somebody set up some bots. Yeah, I know,
Tickety
right?
tack, tickety tack.
It all counts.
The more
right,
we have, the more we're likely to have.
Well, I think that's it for me, guys. I gotta go to bed.
Okay.
So I'll
Yeah.
catch you
Have a
outside.
good weekend.